What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy, and it is Monday, March 3rd, 2024. 2025 already. And we're standing at the Polderbaan for a beautiful day of arrivals. Got the entire quad squad coming in later today. That's the A340, the A380 and 747s. The weather today is similar to what it was yesterday. In other words, beautiful sunny weather, not a lot of wind, bit of nebulosity still. Things are improving, the sun is burning it all away. So sit back and relax. It's going to be a great show again. Welcome everybody who has joined already. Marja, goedenavond. And good morning to all others. Daniel, Sander, Bas, Blackburst, Adri, Anthony, Blackburst, Frederick, good morning one and all. Happy Monday to you all. This is KLM flight 592, 777-200 arriving from Johannesburg, South Africa. 10 hours 44 minutes underway. The PHBQC, 21 years old, first flight November 2003. Polderbaan has become the primary runway for arrivals. Well, no, it is the primary runway. It has become the only runway for arrivals, I should say, more appropriately. Kaagbaan, runway 24, Aalsmeerbaan, 18 left are currently the runways for departures. Jeff asks, will Amos Live overheat? Will we see an Embraer? Well, who knows? Who knows? They are rare over here. But you never know, Jeff. Stick around and you'll find out yourself. Hadi boy, goedemorgen. Laurens, Wolfgang, Leleinders, good morning. The firefighters already did their round as I was setting up. They already passed me by, unfortunately. The honks still rationed. Not a single honk. They're saving them for where the camera is on, I think. Ohio gozaimasu. Ari, welcome back. Aromo, good morning. Marian, goedemorgen. Richard, goedemorgen. Rob, goedemorgen. Leo, goedemorgen. Hope I didn't forget anyone. Good morning, one and all. 777 arrival from Johannesburg has just arrived, and I see that the 777 to Cape Town has just left from 18 left. What a timing. Still a bit hazy, so glide slope shots are not optimal yet. Looking up and around me, contrails visible reasonably good. Similar to yesterday. Jaco, Martin, Siegfried, rally team. Goedemorgen, good morning. Now, let's see, it's an influx of narrow bodies. Beginning with KLM flight 1848, a 737-700 arriving from Munich. It's the PHBGM, 14-year-old airplane, first flight February 2011. And Jeff's question will already be answered pretty soon. I think the next airplane is one of those Embraers. Embraer 190 no less. And if my eyes aren't deceiving me, we're even getting two back to back. What? That is amazing. Erigio Tiger, good morning. Joko, goedemorgen. Xbox drummer Michael, goedemorgen. Right, Embraer time. Embraer from Aberdeen and an Embraer from Cork coming in. 2 Embraer 190s. I find it more interesting to show you guys what we can expect. There is a Saudia Queen already in Dutch airspace and it's going to land in a matter of minutes. Its ETA is 1:10. Surinam, the A340 is underway. Its ETA 11:14. Suparna is coming in. Its ETA is 12:30. Around the same time, 10 minutes later, the Emirates A380, 12:39. Second to last, Kuehne & Nagel Atlas Air, now an ETA of 1:22. These are all expected in the upcoming stream, so sit back and relax. That's an Embraer 190. Oh, you have more coming in. Bob, good evening, good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. 777-300 enjoyer. Good morning. Another Embraer 190 coming in. This is KLM flight 1126. It is arriving from Ork. No Cork. 1 hour 21 minutes on the way. The PHEXE, 9 years old, first flight November 2015. Hadi Crystal, goedemorgen. Jeff says I might be able to get a pic of the A340 as it goes over. That would be nice. Actually curious what that would look like. Carlton, goedemorgen. Johan, goedemorgen. Lance, good morning. Matt, goedemorgen. Right. As you guys can see, it is still calm weather with a bit of nebulosity, but not much. Morning. This is looking to the west, looking to the south, looking to the east, looking to the north. Contrails here and there. The first Queen expected within 10 minutes. Before that, a couple of narrow bodies to wade through to whet our appetite. This is KLM flight 1362, arriving from Budapest. PHBCD. 11-year-old airplane, first flight May 2013. Another 737 expected after that. Also saw an agricultural vehicle, a tractor in the field, now right of me. Seems to have gone. It was driving over the acre. I'll see if I can show you later if it comes back. Probably wasn't a one-off tour around the block. Good morning to Omar. Good morning to Preeti. Good morning to Paul. And George. And Hans. And Pjotke. And Rinal. And Adri. KLM flight 1500 arriving from Madrid. Another 737. And we have a 787-10 turning in. Captain 737 wheelie. Still a bit difficult to see. On flight radar you could see it was turning in late. KLM flight 870, 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Delhi in India. 8 hours and 42 minutes underway. PHBKM, its registration. The airplane a year old, first flight May 2023. Next airplane to come after this airplane has landed is going to be the first queen of the show. Suparna will be number 2. And if I counted correctly, the Kühne and Nagel will be number 3. Does look like a big airplane that is passing by up in the sky. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, which one is that? Does look like a wide body, but which one? You guys can probably tell on flight radar, but from looking at it, a bit hard for me to see. This is KLM flight 870 arriving from Delhi, 787-10 Dreamliner. Brand new well, not a brand new airplane, but a reasonably new airplane from May 2023. Morning reticent guy. Good morning Rudy. Good morning Gertin. And all others. First queen of the show coming in next. Saudia flight 933. Only vaguely visible over there. 747-400. The first of 3 in today's show. No wait. No wait. This is an airplane that's not showing on flight radar. Interesting. Hey Lise, goedemorgen. Dirk, goedemorgen. A330 Copenhagen to Espargos. Espargos sounds like it's asparagus and escargot put together. Espargos. Combination meal. Hey there QJ, good morning. Tina, goedemorgen. Right, so, surprise airplane not showing on flight radar, at least not when you have AMS inbound and outbound filtered. Cape Verde, thanks for aligning us there, Dirk. I didn't know that for one. Right, well, it touched down. That's all we need to know. Saudia flight 933, first of 3 queens coming in from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. 5 hours and 42 minutes on the way. It's a 747-400 with registration 9H AKF. This airplane is 30 years old already. First flight was in December 1994. I think I just began middle school in that year. There's also a couple of big birds flying overhead over here. So if anything interesting comes by and it doesn't coincide with the arrival of a 747, an A340 or an A380, let me know. Yesterday all my troubles seem so far away. No. Yesterday the wide bodies for the most part did not use their reversers. Weather circumstances haven't changed significantly compared with yesterday, so what's it going to do in the audio department? Not a lot. Interesting detail that, if I remember, I'm going to try to show you next time, is that the slats, that's the lowering of the leading edge of the wing between the engines, retracts on the 747-400 when they activate the reversers, and you can see it lowering again. Now that's when the reversers close, those leading edges drop again. That's only the inner and the middle part. The outer always stays lowered. Let me see if I can show you when the next 747 is landing. Hey there, Guy, Michel, and good morning all others who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live, and this was the first Quad Squad member. The entire Quad Squad is coming in today. That's all the quad-engined airplanes at frequent Schiphol Airport, and that's the 747, the A340 and the A380. Next Quad Squad member, if I recall correctly, is going to be the A340-600. Next airplane coming in is Shamrock Flight 602. Let's have a quick look on the map, see what is coming in. So Saudia already landed. Surinam, the A340-600, is next to arrive at 11:20 approximately. Jesus is flying from Gatwick to Edinburgh, so won't be visiting the Netherlands. Another day, a godforsaken place. The next Quad Squad member after the A340 is going to be Suparna, with an ETA of 12:35, arriving from Nanjing in China. Now over the Black Sea, and expected 10 minutes after Suparna is the Emirates A380, and the last airplane of today's show is going to be the second to last 747 build, the 747-8 Kühne and Nagel, arriving from Birmingham, United States, ETA 1:20 as it stands. Alan, what up, mate? Good to see ya. And this is a retro Aer Lingus. Boop that cute snoot. Well, it's getting a bird salute as well. Birds recognize pretty birds. Now it's time for a couple of wide bodies to come in. Let's quickly turn back. It is a KLM Dreamliner 787-10 arriving from Panama City, flight 758, the PHBKD, 5-year-old airplane, first flight November 2019. And a good morning to all the others who have joined. Julian, Jeroen, Louis, Swiss support worker, it's me, Mike, Patrick, Alwa, and all the others who I might have missed. The bird control is active. And here's the murmuration. Flying to where they should go, namely away from the airport area. Oh, they're coming back. No, get out of here. Silly boys. Yeah, now you've split the group. Part of the group is returning. They're saying, screw you, bird controller. This is our turf. You're never going to get us. Screw you, mofo. This is our turf. Happy New Year. American Airlines flight 204 on the left, coming in from Philadelphia. 7878 Dreamliner, November 810 Alpha November, 9-year-old airplane, first flight September 2015. Jinshin, aloha mate. Good morning, Sid Maxwell, Koplopertje, Rob, and all the others. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. The first Quad Squad member already landed. Saudia 747, arriving from Jeddah. 2 more 747s underway, including the second to last ever built, the Kühne and Nagel, which is expected around 1:20 p.m. If you look closely, you can see that the airplane is flying through nebulosity and punching a hole through it. Hope the camera can pick it up. It's a subtle color difference that even a color vision deficient person like me can see. Hey Alexander, good morning, and all others. So, the entire Quad Squad is coming again today. That's the 747, the A340 and the A380. One of 3 747s expected in today's show has already landed. Suparna is still coming. Kühne and Nagel Atlas is coming. Next Quad Squad member to arrive in an hour approximately from now will be the A340 from Surinam, or USC, actually flying on behalf of Surinam, I should say, more precisely. To be more precise. This is TUI Flight 822 returning from Cancun in Mexico. Hey there Paul, good morning. Nice to read that it's also sunny in Leiden, as I had expected, but nice to hear confirmation. Hey Jessica, goedemorgen. Absolutely lovely weather. Enjoy the sunshine. It's going to get warm as well later in the week, folks, over here in the Netherlands. We started the day with sub-zero temperatures and I had to scrape the ice off my car windows. But later in the week we're approaching daytime highs of close to 20 C. At least that's what they expect. Seeing is believing is always my opinion when it comes to weather, but they're expecting things to warm up over here. No precipitation in the foreseeable future. So yeah, dare I say it, spring seems to be arriving a little bit. Time for another Aer Lingus. No retro livery this time round. This is a regular Embraer Airbus A320 arriving from Cork. 19 years old. First flight April 2005. Alpha Axis butt shot. Courtesy of the pipes, the replacement pressure pipes further up north. Now I'm happy to see a name that, as it happens, Lisa and I were discussing we hadn't seen in a while recently. Mrs. Professor is back, had a battle with pneumonia, but she won. And also coming back, celebrating 17 months of membership. Mrs. Professor, it's good to see you again. I'm happy to hear that you've won. And I think we now also know why you were absent for a bit. Hope you're doing well in the meantime. Thank you so much for your continued support. It's a pleasure to have you back in our chat. I hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. If not as a member, then at least as a normal frequent visitor. But it's good to see you back. And happy to hear that you won. This is an Embraer 190 arriving from Valencia. Good morning to Flight Fanatics and to Marcel. Good morning to Anka and all the others. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at the Polderbaan. Contrails passing by in the sky. This also is not a small bird. Which one is this? Hard for me to see. Guess you guys can see it on flight radar. If I had to guess, but I'm more wrong than right, I would say probably Cathay Pacific, but I'm probably wrong with that. It's good to see that Ruben33 just became a member again. Welcome back to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Ruben. We kept your seat warm. Happy to see that you're choosing the Aurora Sky Lounge as your place to hang out in once again. Happy to see you back. Thank you so much for the support. In the meantime, if you look closely, somebody is doing their morning cardio. That is Chris Coot. And we can also see and hear overhead traffic outbound. Quiet as a mouse, those Airbotic A220s. Next airplane to arrive here on the Polderbaan is KLM Flight 1600 arriving from Rome. 705 nautical miles it has journeyed to get here. 17-year-old airplane, first flight December 2007. Registration the PH Bravo X-Ray Whiskey. Whiskey. Kelly Cruz also back after a long stay in hospital after cardiac arrest and diabetes problems. Damn. What is up with all you guys getting sick and whatnot? Kelly, I'm happy to hear that you've returned. I hope you are in good condition again, insofar as one can recover from the things that you have just described. Also Patrick Antwerp, goedemorgen. Goedemorgen, Alvada. Did I miss one of the 3 quad members? Well, there's 3 747s coming in, so the entire quad squad is still coming. That is the A340 will be next, and 2 more 747s are expected, and the A380 as well. One 747 from Saudia did already land, but there's 2 more that are coming. Ruben says, much love from South Africa. Much love back to you over there as well. Yeah, and getting enough rest is very important for recovery, Mrs. Professor. Even if you're a night owl by nature, it is sometimes best to go to bed early for a period of time. Recovering from illness or anything broken will go faster if you eat well and rest enough. Delta Airlines flight 236 arriving from Tampa is landing now. A330-300, 17 years old, first flight July 2007. Low-key wheelie. Low-key wheelie and a little bit of reverser use there. Paulus, guten Morgen, tuning in from Kiel in Germany. Love your stream, he says. Thank you so much for your kind words. Mohammed is asking if the A340 arrived already. The answer is no, not yet. You're still in time. Han, goedemorgen kerel. Good to see you again, mate. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live, Quad Squad Day. Once more, let me show you. The Saudia 747 has already landed, and it looks like the Orange Pride has just gotten away from us, going to Willemstad in Curaçao. Next Quad Squad member to arrive and flying over the southwestern tip of Great Britain, I should say, England, is the A340-600. Its ETA is in a little under an hour from now. Zooming out a little bit, we can see that Suparna is also coming. Its ETA now stands at 12:35, and the A380 is expected a few minutes later. So hopefully those ETAs will coincide and we get a combo glide slope shot later. You never know. Last airplane of the day, ETA 1:22 p.m. Kühne and Nagel, the second to last 747 build. It's all coming in today, so if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. Tell your friends to join us. Sit back and relax. This is an E2 Embraer arriving from Venice. Also, if you're liking the stream, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It really helps to bring in new people, awesome people like you guys are, who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across AMS Live yet. YouTube is a very big universe, and AMS Live has only begun to scratch the surface of it. In that sense, your likes really help to promote the channel and its content to new viewers, or potential new viewers, I should say. Hey there, Mika, goedemorgen. Mika asks if it is cold out there. Well, in the sunshine over here and dressed warmly, I would say it isn't. On paper the temperature is rather low, but there's no wind whatsoever and the sun is shining, so it doesn't feel that cold. Maybe we can also have a look at the METAR after this landing and before the next. It's probably just above zero. I think it was below zero officially when I began the stream. Brian, good morning. And thank you for your kind words. Excellent stream, flying in here next week for the Flight Sim weekend event in Lelystad. Nice, mate. Where are you from? Sander, goedemorgen. And Sander is celebrating his first holiday today. Awesome. And he'll be flying on Friday himself. Where to? First officer is focused on the business at hand. Right, it is Embraer Fest, another Embraer 175 next to arrive. Let's also have a quick look at the weather, because the meter is probably outdated already. Probably hasn't changed significantly, but this is the meter that is now in the ticker with 2 degrees C and a knot of wind from the south, 6 kilometers of visibility. A refresh will tell us that it's now become 4 degrees C. The wind has doubled in speed, 2 knots, 8 kilometers of visibility. No significant clouds are observed, so not much has changed. It's expected to get up to approximately 10 degrees C, I think, so we're in for more warmth as the morning progresses. I'm pasting the meter in the ticker for you guys, and then it's back to the camera controls. Sander will be flying to Curaçao with Corendon. That's probably on the A350 then. And Brian is Scottish, but from Nottinghamshire now. Flying from Persenchester. Because as you know, Manchester, saying Manchester isn't woke, and we're all about being woke here. Can't say it with a straight face. Sorry, I tried. Regular viewers will know, well, we are about banter over here. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke currently looking like this, insofar as you can see it. Contrails in the sky, there's 2 of them relatively close by. Here's one, where's the other? Hard to see which of the 2 I'm looking at. Oh yeah, there they are. So, two together. Don't look like they're quad members or wide bodies, so I'll leave them for what they are for the time being. This is an Embraer 190 arriving from Bilbao Baggins. PHEZE, 15 years old, first flight June 2009. Ariane asks about the equipment that I'm using. Well, I have an elaborate setup and not the most compact. I know that other streamers use different equipment that allows them to have a smaller footprint, so it depends on what you want to do and what you need. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I have a bit more equipment with me than other people do. I have a camping table with a power supply and a laptop tent, and in that tent I have a modem, I have a laptop, and I have a switcher. And the switcher is because I have 2 feeds, 2 audio feeds, voiceover and ambient. Ambient coming through the HDMI with the video signal of the camera. But I also have a separate feed for my voiceover audio. It all goes to the laptop. The laptop transmits it wirelessly to YouTube via the modem. The power supply is there to power everything. Everything begins with a good camera and a good microphone. Good tripod, also very important. Now I also have some ancillary stuff like cables, a remote zoom that I'm using. Backup cables, and because everything is so voluminous and heavy, I also have a utility cart with me to carry everything in. So yeah, it depends on how fanatical you want to go at it. And vodka, indeed Patrick, vodka, very important piece of the puzzle as well. Willem, thank you so much for your generous super chat there. Perfect coffee break. Cheers. Merci, Willem. Willem, thank you so much for your kind words and for your super chat there, mate. Happy to oblige and give you a perfect coffee break there. Good morning to all others who have joined. Imre, goedemorgen. Gerry, goedemorgen. Sid Maxwell, good morning. Judy, goedemorgen. Klaus, goedemorgen. Wingview Sim, goedemorgen. Arjun, good morning. Power station as well, Drew, absolutely. This is Air Canada Flight 808, arrival from Toronto, Canada, by the way. And that's a 777-200 long range, if I'm not mistaken. Let's scroll down. Yeah, 777-200 long range. 17 years old. First flight January 2008. I'm sorry for your loss, Evan, who just lost his grandfather. Shh. I'm sorry, Evan, Steven Seagal doesn't give a shit. E2 Embraer 195 is next to arrive from Belgrade. Belgrade, that's Croatia? No. Serbia. Serbia. Anka, thank you very much for your kind words. Apart from your equipment, I like your streams because of the filming. You do the transitions from one plane to another really well, and you show other details too, like the birds, etc. Yeah, your filming technique is also very important. There are streamers who are very shaky in following their subject, who transition from airplane to airplane in what I would consider a subpar manner. But there you go. There's an audience for all sorts of content. I do make a very conscious effort to give you the best quality of filming as well. Now, Aeromo, thank you so much for your super chat there. Great show today. Get yourself a whiskey whenever. I will definitely do that after the show. Vodka first, because that's what I drink during the stream. Luciano, good morning. Bom dia, tuning in from Buenos Aires, where it is still early. Kenner Chef Chris, also back. Good to see ya. Sita, goedemorgen. Ganesh, good morning. Came here after my exam, Ganesh says. Hope it went well. Do you have a good feeling about it? This is Austrian coming in from Vienna. Flight 371. It is an A320. 12 years old already. First flight October 2012. Servus! They're busy not getting lost here. Big airport, lots of taxiways. And again, the word wolf missing on that airplane. Don't know how come they haven't fixed it yet. Something passing overhead. I don't think it's a wide body, but it is almost exactly in my zenith, so we should be able to catch a glimpse of it pretty well. Looks like an Airbus, doesn't it? It's traveling west to east. Now a little northeast of me. but very nearby. Next to land here is EasyJet arriving from Venice. And an EasyJet after that from Liverpool. Ryanair, there you go. Thank you so much, Patrick. Seal the deal, good morning. Also a spotter over there. Formally, it's not allowed to park over there. I think that the very sign over there says it's illegal to stand still. I think that sign says it as well. There you go. It's only cheating if you get caught, so as long as the police doesn't send you away or come and give you a fine, I guess you're good. Russell is sitting there enjoying the sunshine. Reticent Guy says, I never know if you really drink vodka while streaming or you just call water vodka, or if it is some wordplay on Russian vodka. Well, what do you think? I come here by car. What do you think it actually is? Have I mentioned already that we're about banter over here? TUI Max 8 is passing overhead, you might pick it up on the mic. High in the sky was a 737 Ryanair to Kaunas. Okay. Hey. Whoa. Now I have to be careful. Oh, more flybys. Avian flybys. Right in the direction that if I continue following them, not only do I get into the picture, but also do my camera wires start getting tangled. I'm also hearing something overhead, and you can probably hear it as well. I'm looking up, but it's something that isn't producing a contrast, so it's nearly impossible to see. Particularly I'm also trying to film the arrival of this E2 Embraer, which by the way is arriving from Florence. 3-year-old airplane, PH-NXC, first flight March 2021. Idle use of the reversers, the slots are open. But the engines aren't spooling up, and they're already closing again. There you go. Oh. Red mobility scooter. No, it's not a mobility, well, it is a mobility scooter of sorts coming this way. This is KLM flight 1214 arriving from Stockholm. That's a 737-800. 13-year-old airplane, first flight May 2011. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at the Polderbaan, runway 18 right, primary runway for arrivals. In 25 minutes or so from now, we are expecting twin runway use again for inbound traffic, with center opening as secondary runway for 40 minutes. It is Quad Squad day, and if you joined later, you might have missed the landing of the Saudia 747 already earlier in the morning around 10. The next Quad Squad member to arrive is going to be an A340-600 from Surinam. It is expected in, 40 or so minutes from now. There's 2 more 747s expected. Suparna is coming, arriving from Nanjing in China. Around the same time as the A380 from Emirates is going to arrive from Dubai. 12:30, 12:40 or something. Around 1:20 p.m. the Kuehne & Nagel Atlas 747-8 is coming. That's the second to last ever built. I'm seeing a Quad Squad in the sky passing overhead. Well, soon passing overhead, still west of me. It's coming. That looks like an A340. Is that a 600? Is that Surinam already? Doing around the block before descending and landing. Probably isn't. It probably isn't. There's also a wide body coming in for the polderband, so I'm going to zoom out and turn back so that the camera wires don't get tangled, and show you the arrival of KLM flight 696, which is an A330-200 arriving from Toronto in Canada. KLM style landing, keeping up the speed. Vacate late, sooner to the gate. And there you go. A340 Denver to Frankfurt. And it was a 600. Cool. Alright. Time for a Bombardier C-Series 300, aka A220. Beautiful airplane, Bulgaria Air, arriving from Sofia. And it's the LZPAR. Par for the course. 1-year-old airplane, first flight October 2023. Beautiful machine, and I really like the livery when it's on an A220. Also goes for Air France and for Croatia Airlines. I think their liveries look way better on the A220 than on the A320 family. Guess it's just the prettiness of the model of the airplane rubbing off on the livery. Sort of a halo effect. Right, we're going to hear some sound because there's traffic on the cycling path coming this way. There's an excavator on its way over. It's going to pass by pretty soon, and it's going to be audible on the mic. Hey, Captain Jerry also back. Good to see you, Jerome. Hope all is well. Jerry misses the old A340s. I could run at catch and catch it on the runway if I was late. Yeah. It's the only airplane type that risks getting bird strikes from behind, right? Now at Schiphol there's always a lot to see, including this airplane, an Embraer 195, flight 265 arriving from Warsaw. As always, a very polished landing. 12-year-old airplane, first flight October 2012. This very much looks like Delta, doesn't it? Can almost read it at the bottom of the fuselage. Peaceful in the sky, lovely. Right, the cat that just passed by over there, ready to do some work. In the meantime, KLM flight 598 arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. 5,215 nautical miles this has journeyed. And this is the PHBVD, the 777-300 that we used to know as the SkyTeam liveried 777-300. In the newest livery with the blue nose cone. Back to standard livery. Boo! Bring it back. The SkyTeam livery. Boring indeed. I agree, Jerry. They should have kept it in the old form, the SkyTeam livery. Now, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like yourselves who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across AMS live yet, and who might run into us through your likes, promoting the content to other people. Let's have a look and see where the Quad Squad members that we are still expecting are at. Surinam is now flying in the vicinity of London. London? Yes, London. Fish chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Merry effing Poppins, London. Coming in from Paramaribo, this is the A340, expected at 11:17. First of the Quad Squad members to arrive. 2 more 747s are incoming, the first of which is going to be Surinam Airlines, its ETA 1239. Around the same time, a few minutes earlier now, expected is the Emirates A380. Both these will, although arriving from the east, will land on Polderbound because they're arriving at a time where only one runway for arrivals is open. This airplane is now expected at around 1:30. That's the last airplane of today's show, the 747-8, arriving from Birmingham, USA. The second to last built 747, the Kühne and Nagel from Atlas Air. So yeah, if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, plenty more coming. EasyJet just arrived. A320neo having arrived from Milan. Hey there, boss. Good morning. And good morning to all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan, where it is lovely, sunny and calm. Hardly any wind. We began the day with a bit of fog and nebulosity, but that has burned away. The sun has burned it all away. Now control flying south of me and west of me on a west to east course by the looks of it. And the cat, not sure what it's going to do over there. For now, not much. Ooh, nice. Jerry's water tastes like vodka and orange juice. Is that maybe because it is? Alright. Sounds emanating from over there. Are they welding? Have they begun welding stuff? It's almost as if I heard a burner or something, a torch. If they are, then they're doing it behind the excavator, so not to see. Ah, that's too bad, Jeff. The A340 was too far north for photos. The A340 from Suriname on its way over here, Jeff wanted to see if he could take a picture from it as it passed by overhead. Hadian, goedemorgen. Amateur Moon, good morning. This is TUI Flight 370 returning from Willemstad, Curaçao. The sea in the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao. 7878, 9 years old, first flight March 2015. Squeaky brakes. Hadian, goedemorgen. Mitchell, good morning. Laura, or Laura, goedemorgen, good morning. Good morning to all others who have joined. The contrail that I was showing you earlier has now just, the airplane producing it has just passed by to the south of me. With the sun also very close by in the sky, hard to see any details. Not sure what airplane type it is. There's something coming my way that seems to be a bit closer by. There we go. Is that Wizz Air? Looks a bit like it, doesn't it? Right, it is A350 time from Qatar, no less, coming in from Doha, flight 275. That's 2,664 nautical miles this airplane has already journeyed to get here. Registration A7ALJ. That's Alpha Lima Juliet. The plane is 8 years old, first flight May 2016. Hey there, Hamish. Good day to you too. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Although, there's always the chance that you get stupid answers. Eight years old already, this A350. Morgen, level, and good morning to DB Baseman. Our next airplane coming in is an Embraer 190 BA City Flyer arriving from London City. Hey there, Carol Ann, good morning. Mark, goedemorgen. And Jerry is not stupid. Me stupid? Impossible. The City Flyer, and somewhere behind it there should be a 787-10. Though I'm not sure that we can see it already. Arrival from Cartagena. Hamish asks, if you had 50 million, what plans are you buying and why? That's a good question. 50 million, what can you buy for it? Well, you can't buy anything that is more expensive than that, can you? You also have to maintain an airplane, so you have to budget for that as well. Maybe I would get a Cessna and just fly in business or first commercially whenever I need to go from A to B. Use the priority lane to get in the airplane quick. Chill in the lounges. And do some flying for fun in a Cessna or something. It's the same with cars. They're nice, but the nicer ones are expensive to maintain, and you also have to budget for that. It's a depreciating asset that is only going to cost you money. Similar to cars, as soon as you drive it off the lot of the car dealer, it has already depreciated and lost half its value. Jerry says 50 million US, I would buy a kite and spend the rest on booze and women. I like the way you think. Here it is, KLM flight 741 arriving for Cartagena. Cartagena is in Colombia. You know which country is next to Colombia? That's right. This is a 787-10 Dreamliner, the PHBKI, 4 years old, first flight August 2020. Hey there Arnold, good to see ya. Bill J, good morning. Quad Squad is coming. Quad Squad is coming. Quite clearly visible. Then there's also Quad Squads coming to Schiphol on ground level. This looks very much like an A380. I would go so far to say as it is Emirates. Wonder if I was going to if we will be able to read Emirates better had I been filming in 4K instead of 1080. It's going to pass very near my zenith. That's my zenith. Camera cannot go up any further. In the meantime, Air Europa pod just now landed here. Air Europa flight 10901, having arrived from Madrid. That's the A380 from Manchester to Dubai. Absolutely beautiful. QJ asks if the Quack Squad is also coming. I like that play on words. I'm not sure, mate. I haven't seen the ducks yesterday, and I also haven't seen any aquatic birds except for Chris Coot further north to date, so I'm not sure what we are going to see. The grebes, did we see the grebes yesterday? I'm not sure if they're swimming around over here. So the answer, short and simple, is I don't know for sure. Andrew, good morning, good to see you, mate. And welcome to all others who have joined. So the Quad Squad is still coming in on ground level as well. It's not just quad engined airplanes that I'm filming flying overhead. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed the arrival of the Saudia 747 already. But we are going to see the Surinam A340 pretty soon. I think within 20 minutes, if not less. There's two 747s coming in. Suparna is coming in from Nanjing in China, and it's arriving around the same time as the Emirates A380 is. Both expected around 12:30 local time. Then around 1:20 to 1:30 p.m. the last airplane of the day, the 747-8 Kühne and Nagel, second to last ever built, arriving from Birmingham, USA. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. We're going to catch them all like Pokemon. Bill would like an update on the injured duck from last week. I haven't seen it since. Didn't see it yesterday. Didn't see it the day before yesterday, and I also didn't see it on Thursday. So I'm not sure where it is, if it's still alive. Danny Rules, good morning mate, and good morning to all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. I was about to show you where the Quad Squad members are at in the sky, but alas, this 737 is coming in first. I'm also seeing an Embraer 175 arriving from Düsseldorf, flying on the glide slope to runway center, and it is 10:58 already, so we are going to go to parallel arrivals for 40 minutes, starting now until approximately 11:40. It's standard procedure, and then between 11:40 and 1 p.m. once again Polderbaan will become the only runway for inbound traffic. Means that for the upcoming 40 minutes everything arriving from the east is going to land on the center runway, and everything coming in from the west should land on the Polderbaan. On paper, there's always the chance that you have a runway inspection happening or anything. Quad Squad overview. Coming in and expected in 22 minutes from now is Surinam, the A340-600 arriving from Paramaribo. Since it is arriving from the west, it should be landing here on the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to. The next Quad Squad member to arrive after that is going to be Suparna, or is it Emirates? The Suparna now has an ETA of 12:41. Yeah, and Emirates now 12:37. So we might even get a back-to-back glide slope shot of these two, hopefully later. They're both arriving at the time where only one runway for inbound traffic is going to be open, and that's this runway. Last airplane of today's show, now with an ETA of around 1:35 p.m. is going to be the Kühne and Nagel, arriving from Birmingham, USA. It's the second to last ever built. Began flying in October 2022. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we're going to catch them all. Just like Pokemon. In the meantime, I see that Clemencia and Paul have arrived in the chat. Good morning to you both. Happy Monday, hope you're doing well. Han, I would suggest you grab a sandwich or a new cup of coffee now. And we'll see you in a few minutes. This is Welling Flight 8300 arriving from Barcelona. It's an A320 Neo. It's the ECNBA, Echo Charlie National Basketball Association. 6 years old already. Is the dot in place? We always need to check. For some reason I am expecting that one of the airplanes no longer has the yellow dot in place, because the world order would not stay the same if that were to happen. I'm not too sure about the current world order, but that's a topic that's better discussed out of the scope of the stream, so let's say no more, says the one who began talking about it. I know. Hey, I run the show here, right? Anyway, we have Air Arabia Maroc coming in from Tangier in Morocco. Flight 127, A320, 2 hours 43 minutes underway. 11-year-old airplane, first flight February 2014. Clemencia asks if I work for a call center. The answer is no. I did work for a call center when I was still studying as a job that I could do in the weekends and the evening, but I'm currently not doing call center work. Not exactly. Although I do call a lot for my work. So parallel arrivals in progress right now. Center runway as secondary runway open from 11 until approximately 11:40. Hey there, Holland Plane Spotting, good morning. And Peter, good morning. Good morning, one and all. Parallel arrivals, and parallel to the airplane that we saw just now is Air Serbia arriving from Belgrade. A320, 19 years old already, first flight December 2005. .737 from KLM arriving from Lisbon, now coming in for Polderaan. Quick pan back to the left. Film its arrival. KLM flight 1578 arriving from Lisbon. 999 nautical miles according to flight radar. The PHBCE Bravo Charlie Echo. 10 years old, first flight March 2014. Garuda Indonesia coming in for runway center as number 2 or 3. So many labels on flight radar now when I zoom out. Hard to keep track of how many airplanes are on the glide slope already. There does seem to be Wi-Fi on board this airplane. And let's see, SAS E2 Embraer 195 is probably flying over there. No, wait, that's a regular Embraer 195, apologies. Coming in from Copenhagen. A320 Neo from EasyJet arriving from Bristol is now the next airplane to land here on the Polderbaan. Oh, nice. Klaas's mother-in-law will turn 90 tomorrow and the mayor will bring a visit to her. Nice. The Burgermeister. Oh. I was scrolling and now I think I'm not seeing the last message anymore. Oh wait, now I am. Right. There it is. Right. And Paul is coming in now on SK 2551. Nice. In the meantime, Garuda Indonesia. And again in the retro livery, coming in from Jakarta. That's a 777-300 that has been flying for 14 hours and 53 minutes, folks. 14 hours, 53 minutes. 6,130 nautical miles, according to flight radar. The PK Gig GIG, not G.I. Joe, but GIG. This airplane is 10 years old, first flight August 2014. Garuda Indonesia, flight 88. And what a looker. What a looker, isn't it? Even though the lighting is not optimal, It's still pretty to see. Lovely. Quickly back to the Polderbaan, where JetBlue is arriving from New York, JFK. This is flight 2288, arriving 3-year-old airplane, first flight June 2021, A321neo. Right, I need to resend my chat. Let's do that. No, wait. Always something. Let's refresh the page. Whenever you guys write long messages and I have to scroll laterally, there's a pop-up that appears, and if I click it away, then after my chat freezes and I have to reload the chat. I think now it is back to working again and updating. Re-enable split screen. There we go. Should be back in order again. Next up, to have landed, Vueling and arriving from Bilbao. Next airplane to come in is going to be a Bombardier C-Series 300. A little group of birds flying around next to the runway. This is Air France flight 1340, A220-300, aka Bombardier C-Series 300. Brand new airplane. First flight was in October last year. Registration Foxtrot Hotel Papa November. BJR Pep Rappy says keep on rocking. Will do, sir, will do. Not sure if Michael is in the chat. There's a CRJ coming in to the center runway next. Lufty arriving from Munich, flight 2302. First have a look in the cockpit of this beautiful machine. Such a pretty airplane. Alright, CRJ, where art thou? Looks a bit pixelated because I need to zoom in pretty far to get it in picture somewhat sizably. Han just back in time to see the baguette and of course the CRJ. Lufty flight 2302. I'm thinking we should start seeing the Surinam pretty soon. I think it should be flying behind me somewhere. I was looking around to see if I can spot it. Also, I'm just now remembering this is the first Monday of the month. So at noon you're probably going to hear the alarms going off once again. Regular viewers have heard that before. We always test the emergency alarms on the first Monday of the month at 12 o'clock at noon. Now somewhere behind me should be the A340. Now you can already see there's a layer of haziness right above the horizon. And I think that's exactly where the A340 is flying in right now. So I'm not sure that we're able to see it already. On paper it should be flying over there somewhere. I'm already looking to see if I can catch a glimpse of it, but don't think that I am able to. That was an electric moped passing by. Right, well, let's focus on the business at hand, the traffic that we can see coming to the Polderbaan. The A340 is coming pretty soon. See, we've crossed 300 likes. Thank you so much for your support. If you are enjoying the stream and you haven't already, consider leaving an additional like, because it really helps to promote this channel and its content to new viewers. Viewers who once, like you guys probably did, clicked on a recommended thumbnail and then stuck around after that. The likes you're giving helps to promote the channel's content to new viewers who might also look to similar content but who haven't come across AMS Live yet. Entice them maybe to click on it, see that there's an awesome community over behind this channel. Maybe they'll stick around because of you guys. Hey Jean-Yves, salut mon ami, good to see ya. EasyJet flight 29006 arriving from Gatwick. Regular A320. Finnair A320 behind it. Parallel to it, I should say. Arriving from bloody Helsinki. But it's not an A350 today, unfortunately. Next airplane to the Polderbaan is a wide body, so I'm going to turn back so that we can see it arrive. KLM flight 767 arriving from Bonaire, A330-300. Fuck B. That's the registration, PH-AKB. 8 hours and 52 minutes underway, 4,208 nautical miles its journey thus far. This airplane has been a professional airplane since February 2012. Making it 13 years old. Still a teenager, in other words. A quick moment to crouch behind the laptop and massively thank Jerome, aka Captain Jerry Donnelly, who just now gifted 5 memberships. Sir, you didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you will use the ground crew emoji, which is your favorite, as a sort of salute, and also say thank you for it. Be sure to use the custom emojis you have at your disposal now for a month. To your heart's desire, spamming is not allowed, but custom emoji use is allowed freely. There it is. Typical KLM landing. Either reverse landing, unfortunately. Jerry, once again, thank you so much for your generosity and welcome to the Aurora Skyline's new members. Now, ladies and gentlemen, members, whether or not you got gifted your membership or bought it yourself, dust off that one emoji, that one red emoji, because you guys probably have guessed what time it is. It's not yet visible, at least not here on my little screen, but it should become apparent pretty soon. Not going to follow it very long, because as it happens, it is the airplane preceding a Quad Squad member, and those often don't get much love here at AMS Live, unless they are wide-bodied themselves. There's also a nice contrail over here, passing by from east to west, just a little bit north of me. I think that's American Airlines, isn't it? You can almost read the American on the side, and I thought I recognized the colors of the American flag there. Here it is. It's our red airplane arriving from Reykjavik. A320neo left from Reykjavik 2 hours and 34 minutes ago. The TFPPE Papa Papa Echo. 2-year-old airplane, first flight October 2022. And indeed, playtime it is, folks. See that Sarah is also back in the chat. Good to see you. Perfect timing. And also a big thank you to Fazro Darshine, who just became a member once again. We've kept your seat warm. Thanks for choosing the Aurora Sky Lounge as your place to hang out in. Again, if you joined us only just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AIM is Live. My name is Boy. This is Playtime, preceding the Surinam A340-600 arriving from Paramaribo in Surinam. The A340 is the second Quad Squad member of today's show. If you only joined us just now, you might have missed the landing of the first Quad Squad member here, Saudia 747. But fear not, there are 2 more 747s underway. Suparna will arrive nearly simultaneously with the Emirates A380 at around 12:30 local time. And then around 1:20 to 1:30 p.m. local time, the last Quad Squad member, another 747. Second to last built 747, the Kühne and Nagel from Atlas Air. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, plenty more coming. We're going to catch them all. First up, Playtime, arriving from Reykjavik in Iceland. And after that, we are going to see Suriname Flight 994, the second Quad Squad member of the day. It has landed. Let's turn back the camera. Here it is already. Looking pixelated because I'm very far zoomed in, but this is Suriname Flight 994, flown by USC, arriving from Paramaribo. It's an A340-600, a rarity these days globally, and particularly here at Schiphol Airport you don't see them very often. Flight time 9 hours and 16 minutes. German registered airplane, Delta Alpha Uniform Sierra Zulu is its registration. DAUS. This airplane is 21 years old. First flight was in December 2003. Zooming back to the top end of optical zoom. Now I'm no longer magnifying pixels. Zooming out a bit further and you can even see where it is in the sky. Have a look at the dike in the background near the highway. You might see the shadow of the airplane as it passes over. There it was. Will it get loud? The 747 landed with idle reversers. Will Suriname do the same? We'll soon find out. Let's look and listen. It's doing the same. It's doing the same. Another idle reverse landing, but still, what a machine. Wouldn't necessarily call it a pretty plane, but it is very striking. Elegant, the landing, indeed, Anka. I think that is a very appropriate description. Morgen Sparta Rotterdam. And indeed, Han, the one with the third leg. That center main gear always looks a bit odd, a bit quirky, doesn't it? At least to me it does. Indeed, Tina, not loud enough. Go around, try again. We'll give you another chance. This was Quad Squad member number 2, folks. Saudia, 747 the number 1. This is number 2. Number 3 and 4 will arrive nearly simultaneously in approximately an hour and 10 minutes from now, around 12:30. That's the Surinam 747 and the Emirates A380. And then Kühne and Nagel, a 747-8, is expected around 1:30. Let's have a quick look on Flight Radar, see where the other Quad Squad members are. For those of you who have joined us later, this is what it looks like in the sky. Suriname just now landed. Suparna is in the vicinity of Denmark, flying over Sweden still. Its ETA is now 12:39. Expected to land here on the Polderbaan. The same can be said of the Emirates A380. Its ETA is now 12:35. It is also expected to land here on the Polderbaan, and the same can be said for what is expected to become the last airplane of today's show, with an ETA of 1:37 p.m. This is the Kühne and Nagel 747-8, second to last build. First flight was in October 2022. While we're here, let's also have a look at the weather. This is the meter that I pasted in the ticker. A refresh will tell us that the temperature is now 7 degrees C. The wind is still blowing from the south, now southwest a little bit. 3 knots of wind, 10 plus kilometers of visibility. It has become Cavoquet. There's no ceiling. And the air pressure is 1030 hectopascals. So, nice weather to be spotting here. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because there's plenty more coming. I'm pasting the weather report in the ticker for you guys, and then I'm going back to the camera controls and show you the next traffic coming to the Polderbaan. Next airplane to land here on the Polderbaan is KLM flight 1134, 737-800, arriving from Dublin in Ireland. There it is. Parallel arrivals still in progress for another 15 or so minutes. Center runway acts as secondary runway for all traffic inbound from the east, and everything coming in from the west is going to this runway. At least on paper, barring any runway inspections on either of the 2 runways or medical emergencies. Normally speaking, everything arriving from the east should land on center, and everything arriving from the west, Polderbaan. Right, flying away from the sun, Air Icarus, it survived. Hard to make out any details of this airplane. It's moving away from the sun. It's passing by me, south of me, east to west. Quite clearly a twin jet, but what kind? Hard for me to see. Birds are chirping, adding to the sensation that spring is upon us. The sun is abundantly shining. There's a little breeze now, but nothing much to write home about. And this is the KLM SkyTeam livery Embraer 190, which I think is arriving from Bologna. KLM flight 1660. Flight time 1 hour and 31 minutes. The PHEZX is the registration of this airplane. 12 years old, first flight April 2012. You might have picked up the sound of a a car passing by just now. That was the police doing a patrol over here. Next airplane to come in is one of KLM's A321 Neos, flight 1402, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. And that was Air Canada from Frankfurt to Toronto. Thanks, Sander, for letting us know what airplane we saw pass overhead. Air Icarus has been identified. Dirk asks, you know that Icarus is a folktale, right? How can wings melt if it gets colder higher up? I've had Latin and Greek in middle school, so yeah, I know Icarus is a folktale. I'm sure most people will recognize the joke. Right, let's see. Narrow bodies, narrow bodies, narrow bodies. For the time being, wind on the scale of chimney smoke currently looking like this. There is a Chinese triple and it's going to the wrong runway. Why? Why? Air China Cargo arriving from Shanghai. That's a 777 freighter, but it's going to the center runway. It's flying behind an E2 Embraer 190 from Helvetic or Swiss? Helvetic Airways. The 1600th E-Jet sticker on it. Flying parallel to this airplane, so we should be seeing it pretty soon. Ooh, lovely twin jet is passing right north of me. Contrasting beautifully. Let's have a quick look. That looks like Lufti, doesn't it? Or is it something else? No, I think this is Lufti. Just such a beautiful contrast. Absolutely standing out. I heard it. Hence the reason I was only able to catch it as it already passed me by. Jerry says, wings at 0.85 Mach are quite warm at 40,000 feet. Jeff says, rumor has it that Icarus was an SR-71. Keep him coming, lads, keep him coming. What's the white stuff, Hamish is asking. Well, that's obviously chemtrails, right? Making me impotent. But you know what? That saves on expenditure for condoms. So, like the famous philosopher, Dutch famous philosopher Johan Cruyff always said, every advantage has its disadvantage. Or maybe he said it the other way around. Every disadvantage has its advantage. Here's that Chinese triple that is getting away from us. Arriving from China, Shanghai, Air China Cargo. Flight 1033. 11 hours and 9 minutes on the way. 9-year-old airplane, first flight July 2015. Lakerson also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. And Freddy also back in the chat, tuning in from the Philippines. Hello and welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. It's 11:30 over here and that means another 10 minutes of the runway this airplane is going to being open. Unfortunately, one airplane getting away from us. Nice 777. It's Quad Squad Day, and if you only joined us later, you have missed 2 landings already of Quad Squad members. The entire Quad Squad, that is all quad-engined airplanes frequenting Schiphol Airport, coming in today's show. First member was Saudia 747. There are 2 more 747s expected. So, rest assured you can see those if you stick around. The A340 already landed. There's only one coming to Schiphol, so your only chance of seeing it land is by watching the replay. The A380 is still expected, and it is expected around the same time as the next 747 is, both around 12:30. So in an hour from now, you can expect Suparna 747 and the Emirates A380 arriving around the same time. Around 1:30, the last airplane of today's show is coming in. That's the Kühne & Nagel 747-8, operated by Atlas Air. Second to last 747 build, if I recall correctly. Oh. Mighty Mouse is tuning in from Almelo. Goedemorgen. EasyJet coming in to center. Let's quickly turn back. We have a 777 coming in here on Polderbaan. 777-200 KLM flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro. 10 hours and 16 minutes underway. The PHBQK. That's Bravo Quebec Kilo. The airplane is 20 years old. First flight January 2005. A very good morning to all the viewers who have joined. Mrs. Professor has to sign off. It's time for bed for her. Mrs. Professor, it's good to see you back. Hope to see you again in the next one, which will hopefully be later in the week. For now, sleep tight and make sure you rest sufficiently. I think there's a Norwegian flying parallel to this 777 going to the center runway. Yeah, that looks like a lipstick. Subdued KLM style landing. Idle reversers, rolling out, keeping up the speed, vacating late, which means sooner to the gate when you're landing at the Polderbaan. For those of you who don't know, Polderbaan is the latest addition to the runway network of Schiphol, being furthest away from the main platform area. So far removed, it has its separate control tower. The main tower on the main platform area is all the way over there. Now you can see it is a bit hazy still, and zooming out you can just see how far away the main platform area is. Hence the reason this runway has its separate tower. Alan also signing off. Catch you later, mate. Thanks for joining. Gerard, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. And welcome all other viewers who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Parallel arrivals still in progress for another 5 or so minutes. The next airplane coming in to Polderbaan is BA Flight 430, an A319, arriving from London Heathrow. It's Quad Squad day here at Schiphol Airport, and that means all the quad-engined airplanes that frequent Schiphol Airport coming in one show. The A340, the A380 and 747s. One 747 already landed, the A340 also already landed. The A380 and two 747s are still expected. Second 747 and the A380 expected in an hour or so from now, and roughly 2 hours from now the last and third 747 is coming. A quick sip of vodka to keep the juices flowing. And George is reporting very cold weather in Ottawa. Minus 26. Now, I hope that is in Celsius and not in Fahrenheit, because it is cold, cold, cold. What's this? This is a special livery. It's the Retro BA. It's the BEA Retro livery. Beautiful machine. We already saw the Retro Aer Lingus, and the other day we saw the Retro Lot. This is also a very pretty airplane. Coming in from London Heathrow. It's Retro British Airways. Also an absolute looker. Now that was a very aesthetically pleasing airplane to see pass by. Hey there, Paper Chase, good to see you again. Good morning to you too, and a happy Ramadan to you. Can you wish us a happy Ramadan? Yeah, of course, mate, of course. Best of luck. At least this time of year it's much easier on the northern hemisphere, at least if you're a Muslim, to keep from eating during the daylight than when it is in the summer. And indeed, Jerry, I don't have a British Airways emoji in stock at the moment. Well, I do have one on the on the back seat as a spare, as a temporary placeholder, but it's not in the permanent roster, so to speak. Absolutely right. Right. ITA is coming in to the center runway now. I think this is the first of the day. I'm wondering when the second is coming in and if it's coming to Polderbaan instead, because it's now 11:39. So I'm thinking this is probably one of the last airplanes going to the center runway. ITA, flight 108, arriving from Rome. Good morning, Frank. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. This is an A320 Neo arriving from Rome. Brand new airplane, began flying in July last year. Seems that the cat has gone, the Caterpillar excavator. Maybe Russell chased them away. He's sitting there all proud, looking like, yeah, those mofos aren't coming back. Wouldn't be surprised if he was the culprit of them not being around anymore. Being chased away by Russell Crowe. We have an E2 Embraer 195 now touching down here on the Polderbaan. This is arriving from London Heathrow. The PH NXT. Next, a year-old airplane, hailing from the year 2024, month not specified, but if it's a year old already according to Flight Radar, it has to have begun flying in either January or February, or maybe March. Not later. Quad Squad member passing by overhead. Just having passed by. And now with the sun behind us, should be good to see. Looks like another A340. Is this Lufthansa in the older livery with still yellow on the tail? It looks like it. Lufty A340 just now passed me by. And there's another airplane. Almost, this is in the zenith. My mount cannot bring the camera up any higher, so It's still too too high up for me. Has to move a bit further. Now we can begin to zoom in on it a little bit. There we go. More lofty by the looks of it. Narrow body. Not as impressive as the big gun was just now. The heavy hitter. But there you go. Alright. Think we might be seeing the last airplane in the distance now, going to the center runway. Embraer 175 arriving from Stuttgart. I think that's the last one. It's flying parallel to this A320neo from EasyJet arriving from Edinburgh. So it looks like we're back to Polderbaan arrivals exclusively from now on, more or less. Everything that you see in the distance on flight radar coming to Schiphol, probably coming to the Polderbaan again. A340 from Frankfurt to Chicago. Hey there, Horia, good to see ya. Knut, good to see ya. Hope all was well. So I think this is the last airplane going to the center runway. Embraer 175, KLM flight 1828. Outbound traffic overhead. Contrails to the east and to the north. They won't pass in my vicinity. There is a twin jet that does seem to be passing just north of me in a few moments. And in the meantime, we have another BA City flyer coming in from London City. Embraer 190 short range. And a short range it has flown indeed, 181 nautical miles. 12-year-old airplane, first flight May 2012. Hey Sertek, also back in the chat, good to see you mate. And welcome to all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. It's Quad Squad day here at Schiphol Airport, and that means that all the quad-engined airplanes that frequent Schiphol Airport will or have arrived in this stream. 2 members already arrived. Saudia 747, Surinam A340. We're still expecting 2 more 747s and the A380. Second 747 from Suparna is expected around the same time as the A380 will be, which is in 45 minutes from now. Chris Coot, over there in the water. Haven't seen any birds in the water other than the coot. Looking around behind me and in front of me. Hey, ooh, are you over here, buddy? What? Hey, are you coming this way? He's swimming right over here. Right. Chris and Curtis Coot, the only aquatic birds here in the water that I've seen so far. This is Iberia Express arriving from Madrid. A320, flight 1791. 21-year-old airplane, first flight November 2003. Now, Sander has to go. Unfortunately, has a high tea to go to with mom. Birthday? Is it her birthday or is it somebody else's birthday? If it's your mom, congratulations with your mom and enjoy the high tea. You didn't have to give the super chat to say you were signing off though, mate. Thank you so much for that. You really didn't have to do that. Hey, congratulations with your mom, mate. Enjoy the high tea. Sounds lovely. I'm imagining all kinds of sandwiches and cookies and whatnot. Cakes. Now I'm starting to get hungry. Absolutely lovely. EasyJet having arrived from Stansted. And here is Chris Good. Hadi Astrid, goedemorgen. Is it morning still? Yeah, still a few more minutes of morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to all others who have joined in the meantime as well. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Sunny weather here at Schiphol Airport. Hardly any wind. And the entire quad squad is coming in. The A340 has already landed. One of 3 expected 747s has 2. But we are still expecting 2 747s and the A380. The A380 and the 747 number 2 will be arriving in about 40 minutes from now. We'll have a look on flight radar in a moment. First, this is KLM flight 1404, one of the A321neos, the latest, I think, FAXD, PHAXD. First began to fly in December last year. It's an A321neo. And the apps, good to see you, mate. Long time no see, or how long has it been? Jerome, also back in the chat, good to see you. Chris and Curtis Coot, both in the water, doing some swimming. And a butt shot. Here's one. Here's the other. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Yum, 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 yum. If you have an itch, you got a scratch. Yum, 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 yum. Next airplane coming in, Transavia, arriving from Innsbruck. Flight 6602. Lovely airport. If you ever get the chance to fly into it, particularly during the winter, do it. PHXN is the registration of this airplane. It is 6 years old. First flight December 2018. Hey there, Mark. Who's also back in the chat. Morning, mate. Oh, the caterpillar has moved. I didn't even notice it. The caterpillar is now excavating over there. Must have missed it. There's also a quad squad coming this way, directly towards me. It's going to pass right in the zenith. Does look like it's a twin jet. Probably on its way from Frankfurt or Munich to either the UK or more likely United States or Canada. There's another airplane coming in. I also see that Knut just PayPal donated through PayPal. Knut Lechner, thank you so much for your generosity. I just received notification from PayPal. Hope you're still in the chat. so that you can hear me say thank you. Knut, thank you so much for your generosity. PayPal donation from Knut just now. Thank you so much, mate. Have a quick look on flight radar to see where everything is. Beginning with Suparna and the A380, entering into German airspace from Denmark, ETA 1239, and they have the same ETA now, both the Suparna and the A380 expected at the same time. Might get a combo shot, glide slope shot there. Kuhne and Nagel, last airplane of the day. It is expected around 1:37. And this is Air Oink Oink coming in from Istanbul. Flight 1251, A321neo. Next airplane coming in is KLM, arriving from Copenhagen, flight 1268. Gives us a brief moment to also have a look at the weather situation. We didn't have time for it just now. This is the weather that I pasted into the ticker. KVK and 3 knots of wind from the south-southwest. A refresh of the weather page will tell us now that the wind has turned to nearly west with a very high variation and only 4 knots of wind. It is still KVK, still 7 degrees C. So not much is changing. The wind direction going all over the place because of high pressure that we're currently under. I'll update the METAR in the ticker in a moment. First, the landing of KLM flight 1268, arrival from Copenhagen, 737-800. The PHBGB, that's Bravo Golf Bravo. 16-year-old airplane, first flight April 2006. Maria is signing off, almost midnight for her. Maria, thank you for joining. Sleep well. Hope to see you again later in the week. Just Play Nuts also back in the chat, good to see you. Raheem is also back in the chat, good to see you. Martin, good morning. Ben Pepper, good morning. Welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live. It's Quad Squad Day. That means that all the quad-engined airplanes are visiting Schiphol Airport. The 747 from Saudia has already landed. The A340 from Surinam has already landed. But the A380 and 2 more 747s are expected. All 3 to land here on this runway. ETA of the second 747 and the A380 now at the same moment, 12:39 the local time. So that means in 45 minutes from now both are expected. If we're lucky, we might get to see them back to back. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? This is Icelandair flight 500 arriving from Reykjavik, MAX 8737. 5 years old, first flight April 2019. Let's Get Pretty asks if I know if the A380 is going to land on the Polderbaan. And the answer is with a near certainty yes. Now at Schiphol nothing is ever 100% certain or guaranteed, but the time of arrival is when only one runway is open, and that is expected to be this runway. So I would say with a 99% certainty the answer is yes, this runway. Delta! And we can even read it on the tin. Judging the wing shape, I'm inclined to say A330neo. Or was that an A350? Hey there, NJ, tuning in from Assen. Good to see ya. Hans, good to see ya. KLM flight 1070 arriving from Southampton. Embraer 75. 7 years old. First flight June 2017. Yep. We have the G coming in next, Aegean. Aegean arriving from Athens, A321. Maybe missed the mentioning of the Delta just now passing overhead. Was that an A330neo or was it an A350? This is an A321neo, that's for sure. Aegean Airlines arriving from Athens, flight 3624. The airplane is 3 years old already. First flight was in February 2022. Another airplane passing from east to west. It's going to pass a little north of me. Now this I already warned you for. It's 12 o'clock on the first Monday of the month. Means they're testing the alarms. If you're ever thinking about attacking the Netherlands, best moment to do it is at 12 o'clock on the first Monday of the month, because the alarms will be going off and nobody is going to suspect a thing. Looks like a Dreamliner, doesn't it? Sounds like the cat is passing by me again, behind me. The answer is yes. Yes, it is. Right, in the meantime, our next airplane coming in is an Embraer 190 from KLM, flight 1076, arriving from Bristol. German Airways, the operator. And the airplane is the airplane that we used to know as Chucky, the DAPRI, 17 years old, first flight somewhere in 2008. Right, it's 12 o'clock. And in, what was it, half an hour or so, 40 or so minutes from now, we are going to expect the next Quad Squad members. Surinam Airlines is coming in from Nanjing in China, and around the same time the Emirates A380 is expected. And still another hour later after that we are going to expect the Kühne and Nagel 747-8, second to last 747 ever built. First flight was in October 2022, I think. This is KLM flight 1850, which is arriving from Munich. Was that the first officer already waving? Not sure. He's not waving now, at least. That much we can say. Right, got another twin jet passing right north of me from west to east. Is that Ryanair or BA? It's not Delta, that much we know for sure. And what do you know? Another excavator. It's an excavator get together. A cat, and is that a dog coming this way? No, it's not. It's the bringer of false teeth for the excavator. Oh? Sounded like this A319, which arrived from Geneva, used the reversers for a little bit, albeit briefly. Right, it is time for Air France up and away. Well, first land and then away, arriving from Lyon. It's an Embraer 170. 400 nautical miles it has journeyed. I need more vodka. This Embraer is 16 years old already. First flight August 2008. Edward says, your enthusiasm is really contagious, lol. Was that directed to me or somebody else in the chat? Oh, that's two airplanes passing overhead that are crossing paths but not close by. Also coinciding with the landing of the Air France Embraer 170, so one thing at a time. Ooh, drag race. And now the cat is also moving past me again. Air France up, exclamation mark. And the cat is leaving, or at least moving further to the south. Next airplane coming in to the Polderbaan is this 737-800 from KLM, arriving from Berlin, flight 1772, 323 nautical miles, the PHBXU. First flight 18 years ago in April 2006. And it looks like there is a police helicopter on flight radar indicating it is traversing the glide slope. I'm not seeing it, otherwise I would have shown you. Right in between the next two airplanes on the glide slope. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke currently looks like so. Alrighty, let's see. This is Ryanair flight 420 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Stephen says, I think you, AMS Live, you are engaging with your voice and knowledge of all things aviation and animal. Well, I do my best. It's the vodka that keeps me enthusiastic. Nah, we all know it's water. Right, Ryanair coming in from Dublin, Ireland, flight 420. They often have a tendency of getting loud and applying the reversers while landing. Case in point. Not exactly sure why they keep doing it so regularly. But that's okay. Oh, is that another heavy hitter coming this way? If you guys are enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring in more people like yourselves who would be interested in streams such as this, but who haven't come across the channel yet. Next up is going to be an EasyJet A319 arriving from London Gatwick. Flight 28679. This is not the Gatsby, but the Gatsby. G-E-Z-B-Y. That's the registration of this airplane. The Great Gatsby. 17 years old, first flight June 2007. More overhead traffic. Twin jet passing right north of me. Think this is another American Dreamliner. Got my coat stuck behind the phone, which is mounted to the camera, so pointing the camera directly up. Sometimes if you're not careful, things can get stuck. KLM flight 936 arriving from Glasgow, Embraer 190, and another Embraer 190 behind it arriving from Nuremberg. Hey there Mats, goedemiddag, good to see ya, good afternoon. Also Rahim, good afternoon. And all the others who have joined in the meantime, you're watching AMS Live. It's Quad Squad Day. That means all the quad engine airplanes that frequent Schiphol Airport are coming. The next Quad Squad members to arrive are going to be the Surinam 747 arriving from Nanjing in China. And around the same time, the Emirates A380 is also expected. Local time 12:40. Last Quad Squad member is going to be the 747-8 Kühne and Nagel, second to last built 747, arriving from Birmingham, USA. Let's have a quick look on flight radar in a moment after this landing to see where the airplanes are in the sky and what their current ETAs are. Love Calls also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Quad Squad members that have already arrived earlier in the stream are the Surinam A340-600 and the Saudia 747. The latter being the first Quad Squad member to arrive approximately around 10. And if memory serves me right, I think it was around 11:15 or so that the Surinam arrived. Or was it 11:30? Something like that. Cat is going to pass by me again, creating a bit of dust in its wake. Has to slow down because of the cyclist. But yeah, there you go. Next up, Embraer 190 arriving from Frankfurt. Let's have a quick look on the map, see where the current Quad Squad members are. Suparna has entered Dutch airspace in Groningen. It's ETA 12:39 and the Emirates is about to enter Dutch airspace now with an ETA of 12:43. So no more back-to-back arrivals by the looks of it. For a moment it looked like it might happen, but now the ETAs are different. Round 135, the last airplane arriving from Birmingham is the Kühne and Nagel 747-8. We're sticking around to catch all three of them. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we're going to catch them all. They're all expected to land here on the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to. This is another Embraer 190 from German Airways, arriving from Frankfurt, 17-year-old airplane, first flight somewhere in 2008, probably January. Now, the airplane is not a standard German Airways livery because the bottom is blue. That's because this airplane used to belong to BA. So it is a hybrid livery of sorts, if you will. And the excavator is doing some digging, as they often do. Noel Jens is tuning in from Duisburg. Goedemiddag. Welcome, one and all. Time for Air France, flight 1500, arriving from Paris. Not the baby bus, but its bigger sibling, the A319. Cute, but not as cute as the A318. Registration is Foxtrot Golf Romeo Hotel Sierra. How do they think of them? First flight was in February 2001, making this airplane 24 years old. Bienvenue mes amis dans les Pays-Bas. Bart says, zie hem gaan, die opschepper, which is a play on words in Dutch. Opschepper means somebody who is bragging, but it's also a way of saying scooping up stuff, and that's of course in reference to the excavator. Opschepper, indeed. Now the twin jet is coming this way, will pass north of me, now still east of me, but moving in quickly. that Lufty? No. No, it's something else. It's probably something... Oh, it's... Is it Qatar? Yeah, it is Qatar, isn't it? Yeah, it is Qatar. Now, more clearly legible. Qatar, there you go. Looking up has caused me to miss the landing of this Embraer, and I know these airplanes are rare over here, so you're probably all pissed off because of it. I apologize. Hope you can forgive me. No, there's big airplanes passing by left, right and center. Lovely to see. Excellent visibility of contrails today. Beautiful, lovely day here. Not a cloud, a low cloud in the sky here. There's another twin jet on the same route coming this way. Once it is closer by, I'll have another look and see what it is. Hadi Tim, goedemiddag. Very rare indeed, Brandon says, indeed. Yeah, and I know how much you guys love your Embraers. So, I hope you guys can forgive me. Lisa is already cancelling her subscription now. How dare I miss that Embraer? Yeah. Captain Jerry Donnelly is agreeing. Yeah, the beginning of the end of Amos Live. There you go. You witnessed it here first. It all began on a Monday. Somebody has a case of the Mondays. That person is me. What's this? Austrian? Is that Servus? On the bottom. Looks like an A330. Also something passing outbound from Schiphol. A little lower. A bit better audible. Is that the Embraer 195 from SAS? I think it is. It landed on center earlier. Here you have your rare Embraer. This is a 190 arriving from London City. Right. Was looking around a little, but I see that we are expecting a wide body on Polderbound next. KLM flight 622, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. 777-200 7 hours and 23 minutes on the way. The PHBQO. That's Bravo Quebec Oscar. Looking for the shadow over there on the dike. There it is. Bloop. Lovely. The first flight of this airplane was in January 2007, making this airplane 18 years old. This 777 is old enough to vote. What would it vote? KLM flap surfaces, at least those of the wide bodies, are often squeaky clean, and this is no exception. I'm still suspecting KLM to have a car wash for airplanes somewhere at the platform area. I've looked on Google Maps, but I haven't found it yet, so... Tim asks if I work in aviation myself, and the answer is no, I do not. Right. Where's the next airplane? There's nothing to see. Flight radar zooming out will tell us that the next airplane is from Ryanair and it is turning in. It's flying base. There's a layer of cloudiness that is probably obscuring our view of it. There's also a couple of cars on the other side. One of which is blue. That's a BMW. And this is a Volkswagen, by the looks of it. With a German license plate, or... It's not Dutch. Dutch license plates are yellow and black. As you can see over there. Bam! Big picture overview. All is calm here. Few pedestrians on the cycling path. Not sure if there are many people at the Spottersplatz itself. There are a few. This pipe's really nasty in the way. Air Icarus once again in the vicinity of the sun. I'm not pointing my camera up there. Don't want you guys to go blind. Looking towards the northwest. It does look like over the sea, the North Sea, there is a bit of high clouds and you can see a contra remnant that hasn't dissolved. Whether or not that's indicative of a change in weather, I don't think so. Probably just an indication of high pressure. Lovely weather here today. Cavalcade still. No clouds in the lower 5,000 feet surrounding the airport. Our next airplane has turned in and has become visible by now. This is Ryanair Flight 3006 arriving from Dublin in Ireland. Hey there Donna, good to see you again. And Tim asks, where did you stand? Is that beyond the parking lot? It is. You have to go onto the cycling path to the north. Laura says that there's a Chinook above Bloemendaal aan Zee. What altitude is it flying on? I'm looking to my left to see if I can spot something or hear anything. Chinooks, very distinct sound. I'm not hearing anything, unfortunately. Hey Danny, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Ryanair coming in next. Our next wide body is also turning in and is now number 3. That's the Surinam A340 arriving from Bonaire. First up, Ryanair Flight 3006 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Will it also use the reversers, or at least the pilot flying? Let's listen. Idle reverse landing so far. Yep, idle reverse landing. Means that the slots are open, but they're not spooling up the engines. They're just bleeding air, but not spooling up to increase the braking power. Martin R, goedemiddag, good afternoon mate. Have you finally left? Read that you were stuck at Schiphol on your holiday outbound flight, or at least the flight did not go through and was delayed tremendously. Next up, KLM flight 924 arriving from Edinburgh, E2 Embraer 195, and after that Corendon, the A350. I'm not seeing it visually, I'm not seeing it on the camera. Let me crouch behind the computer, see. Oh yeah, it is vaguely visible, but the downside of the weather today, glide slope visibility is not optimal. 2 days, holy shizzle. So now, Martin Air, are you at your destination? I hope you are, mate. What a disaster being stuck for 2 days at Schiphol because your flight got delayed. Hamish says, I should be off, big day tomorrow, looking after my property as there is a tropical cyclone Alfred coming. Mate, be careful. That's no joke. Right, Martin Air has arrived at his holiday destination. That's good news. I'm also looking up. Oh, that's behind me. Airplane passed me by. Well, unfortunately, it coincides with the arrival of the World to Fly Corendon A350, and I'm not going to leave and see it not land to go to a contrail instead. This is Corendon flight 5997 arriving from Bonaire. A350-900, the ECNTB is its registration. Spanish registered airplane, 2 years old, first flight April 2022. Let's look and listen. Hey there, Jetstream Journeys, who just graduated school. Congratulations. Well done for you. If you joined us only just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at the Polderbaan, and it's Quad Squad day today. That means that all the quad-engined airplanes frequenting Schiphol Airport are visiting today. If you joined us only just now, you might have missed the A340-600 from Surinam already. And the first of 3 747s, being Saudia, arriving from Jeddah. Expected pretty soon are the second 747, that is Suparna, coming in from Nanjing in China. And the Emirates A380 is also expected. They're both expected pretty soon. And we have a third 747 coming in round 1:30, so in an hour from now. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are going to catch all of them. That third 747 is a 747-8 Kühne and Nagel, coming in from Birmingham, USA. That's the second to last ever built 747-8. This is KLM flight 954 arriving from Newcastle, an E2 Embraer 195, as you guys can clearly see. Lovely weather here. It is sunny all throughout. Hey! Martin Air was wearing his AMS Live t-shirt on Saturday in the TUI flight to his holiday destination. That's great, mate. Did people ask, what is it? AMS Live? Probably a lot of people who don't know what it is, the channel. And that was a brief visit of the elephant in the room, so that we can continue with traffic. Hopefully not sounding as stuffy as I did just now. We have two airplanes on the glide slope, an Embraer 175 in the foreground, that's arriving from Stavanger, and in the background we have KLM flight 755. Mate in Australia also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. Hope you've been well. And Josh Weir is also back in the chat, hello, mate. Perfect timing, folks. This is KLM flight 1174, arriving from Stavanger, Embraer 175. It landed safely. Next up, the heavy hitter, KLM flight 755. 777-200 arriving from Guayaquil after having flown 10.5 hours. You all know in what country Guayaquil lies. And also, a massive big thank you to Holland Records for your super chat and kind words. Keep it up, I will do my utmost best, and if not on my own, I will buy Viagra to keep it up as long as possible. Thank you so much for your kind words and for your super chat. And also Noah Jens, congratulations and thank you for your support, becoming our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing AMS Live as your place to hang out in the Aurora Sky Lounge. Quickly back to the controls of the camera. Emirates flight 147 is flying in the vicinity of Permanent, and yesterday we could see it. I think today I can see it as well. There it is already. Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai. We have two Embraer 190s coming in, and it's the 747 from Surinam preceding this airplane, arriving from Nanjing in China. So we are going to be lucky, by the looks of it, get a glide slope shot to ride home about. 747 being followed by the A380. That's 8 engines on 2 airplanes. Pretty soon. So we have two Embraer 190s. And after that, the 747. That's the second 747 of today's show. There's a third coming in. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around for another hour or so. Around 1:30, we are going to see the second to last 747 ever built. Kühne & Nagel. It is coming in from Birmingham, USA. 747-8, the third 747 of today's show. First was Saudia. The second is flying in front of this A380 and is the Surinam arriving from Nanjing in China. Surinam also landed the A340 600 earlier in the morning. So if you are only joining us just now, you may have missed these landings already. The A380 is about to turn in. That should provide us with a lovely combo shot with the preceding 747 pretty soon. Here we have one of the Embraer 190s. There you go. Visibility not optimal, but this is the mother of all combo shots. 747, A380, absolutely beautiful. Also gives me a moment to go back to the computer. Quickly thank Malky, who has joined us and is celebrating 20 months of membership. Morning all, lurking and working today. Mate, thank you for your ongoing support and nice of you to say hi in the chat. Thank you for your ongoing support, Malky. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Hope you will have time to see the next two Quad Squad members land here. Also, a massive big thank you to Captain Jerry Donnelly, who just now gifted 5 memberships. 5 more members courtesy of you. Don't forget to use the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal for a month. Don't forget to say thank you to Jerry if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. It's a pity that visibility is not optimal, because look at this. 2 airplanes, 8 engines, 1 shot. Airplane porn if I ever saw something like it. Talking about like it, consider leaving a like if you are enjoying the stream and have been so far. It really helps to bring in more viewers who haven't come across the channel yet, but who might be into streams like these, such as you guys have been. Really helps. Suparna, the second queen of the show, with the A380 from Emirates behind it. Suparna Airlines flight 87413, arriving from Nanjing in China. That's 4,707 nautical miles it has journeyed. Registration of this airplane is Bravo 1340. The airplane is 17 years old. First flight was in July 2007. Let's give it up for the second queen of the show. Let's look and listen. Will she get loud? Fingers crossed. The slats in the center and the inner slats are still raised, and now they're lowering again as the reversers are closing. It's vacating the runway, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of time to linger on this, because the next airplane is arriving. Emirates flight 147, arriving from Dubai. It made for a wonderful glide slope shot. It does mean that we have to leave the Suparna pretty soon already, otherwise we're missing out on the next airplane landing. And this is the king, of course, the king, the beast of the east, arriving from Dubai International, the A380 800. A6EER is its registration. The airplane is 11 years old. The first flight was in July 2013. Give it up for the Emirates flight 147. Now again, folks, there is another 747 coming in, the Kühne & Nagel, second to last ever built 747-8. It is expected in 45 minutes from now. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, because we are definitely going to be around to catch it land here on the Polderbaan as well. What a shot, eh? The king and queen captured in one awesome shot. Now again, folks, if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. There's another 7478 coming in within the hour. It is coming in from the west. It's going to land on the Polderbaan regardless of dual runways for arrivals in use by then. Suparna about to leave the Polderbaan area. The king is following in its footsteps. Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 1056. It's arriving from Norwich. It's an Embraer from KLM. First up, the Caterpillar excavator. Being bombarded by sound on all sides. Caterpillar, Britty Hopper, Emirates A380. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Malky, who just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Malky for your gifted membership. Be sure to use the custom emojis that you have at your disposal now for a month. Malky, thank you so much for your generosity. You didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. A massive big thank you to you. And welcome to all the members who just became a member of the Aurora Skylines courtesy of you. Also, Made in Australia just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Joining us again, thank you so much for renewing your membership. We kept everything as it was for you. Your seat is still warm. Thanks for your vote of confidence, my friend. Alrighty, what is this? Born this way, fly this way from Vueling. Are we allowed to show this? Is this a political message or is this... No, it's not a political message, is it? Yes to Europe is a political message. I'm not sure if we are allowed to show that, according to the channel rules. Righty. Back to narrow bodies. It is Finland. Finnair just now passed overhead outbound to bloody Helsinki. That was an A321. The next airplane to arrive is... No, wait, that's a different label. An E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Billund. That's the next airplane. PHNXW, a year old, first flight somewhere in 2024. And after that, it is a 737-800 arriving from Persenchester. Captain Jerry says, still no condoms in the lounge. I thought they weren't necessary any longer since we are all sterile by the chemtrails that you see after the airplanes flying high in the sky pass us by. Well, If you still want some, I'll put them on the groceries list, Jerry. No problem. Contrails galore. They're everywhere. They keep coming and going. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already that I'm counting. There's probably more if I look more closely. Next airplane coming in is a 737-800 from KLM, arriving from Chester, flight 1030. Left from Chester 52 minutes ago. Traversed the Gulf of Yorkshire to get here. It's the PHBCB, 13-year-old airplane, first flight May 2011. And in the meantime, a massive big thank you and congratulations to Peter Alding, who is celebrating 8 months of membership today. He says, loving the stream today. Mate, thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you for your continued support. I'm happy to hear that you are still enjoying everything in the lounge and today's stream. Hope that goes for everybody. Don't forget to leave a like if you are enjoying the stream and haven't already. Klaus has to go. See you later, Klaus. And Tonton is tuning in from Purmerend. Good stream, looking from Purmerend. Thank you for the kind words, Tonton. Nice of you to say hi. Don't be afraid to say hi if you're new to the channel. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, let us know. Frank says, haha, funny guy. Next thing you're trying to tell us the world is round. We all know it's flat. Yeah, that's why I don't understand why Daft Punk made the song Around the World. There's nothing to go around. Or are they talking about going around on the surface of the Earth? Maybe that's it. Maybe I just misunderstood all along. This very much looks like an A350 from Singapore Airlines, looking at the tail. London to Singapore? Or is it Manchester? I think Manchester, looking at where it's coming from. Yeah, that's probably... Did I say Manchester? Persenchester. Persenchester, of course. Silly boy. Sobering up, eh? Need more vodka. There. Diagnosis made. Embraer 190, arrival from London City. KLM flight 984. Next up, another lot. Embraer 175, arrival from Warsaw. Hey, Barb's also back in the chat. Good to see ya. Hope you're around to see the landings of the Suparna 747 and A380 back to back a couple of minutes ago. If you were too late for that, you missed something. Alright, definitely worth looking back. Tonton says, normally I only look but don't comment, but I have to comment for the gifted sub. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Those custom emojis, they're all at your disposal and to all other members as well. You can spam us to death with them if you want to do that. And James K415 says hello, new to the channel here. Hello there, James, welcome. Nice of you to say hi. Schiphol, there's always a lot to see, and this is in the Star Alliance livery, lot flight 263. The landing, of course, very polished. Embraer 175. Right, Contrails in the sky everywhere. I'm looking around to see if one is coming my way. That looks interesting. We do have one that is coming, flying west of me to the east. Looks like it's going to pass north of me. Does look like it is a twin-engined airplane, so I'm not sure if it's worth pointing the camera up for, but we'll see. And also a warm welcome to Karst, who is a new subscriber over here. Says in Dutch, always nice to watch Schiphol streams. Welcome Karst, and thank you for saying hi and for subbing. Hope you like it over here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. They're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Just stupid answers. We have a lot of stupid answers, but that's because we like to fool around. Don't take everything too seriously. Pilots very much focused on their work. I thought I heard birds further up. I think, oh, they're over here. A murder of crows passing by. Here's a trio. Now landing over there. Are they crows? I think they are. So there's two over there. The other one continued flying further. Another one is joining now. So there's three. And there were more up there. Over to the fire station. And there's also one sitting high and mighty. That's probably Russell himself. Sitting on his throne, overlooking everything, as his minions are doing his dirty work. Next airplane coming in. KLM, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. And in the meantime, welcome back Kawaii Rashi, who just became a member again, and says greetings from the bench. Now, is that the bench to the north of me or to the south of me? Hey there Rolf, goedemiddag. Think it is to the north. Over there. There you go. Awesome. You can see the lads are not wearing their jackets because without the wind and with the sun it is actually quite warm over here. Qatar Airways flight 273 arriving from Doha, next to arrive 777-300 probably the last airplane arriving from the east that is landing on the Polderbaan here, because it is 3 minutes to the hour, and that means parallel arrivals are going to commence pretty soon. This is a 777-300 10 years old, first flight June 2014, Qatar Airways flight 273, and the first airplane to the center runway I can already see on flight radar is flying behind it. Arriving from Athens, an A320neo from Sky Express, indicating another inbound peak rush hour with 2 runways for arrivals has begun. lucky to have seen and heard this airplane land here, particularly the hearing part, because not a lot of airplanes today have used their reversers. Satori, good to see you again, mate. And Jerry asks if they have peanut butter in Europe. Yes, they have, with or without nuts in them. Bits of nuts, chunky bits, I should say. First airplane to the center runway is passing by over there, Sky Express. That's Sky Express. Flight 790 arriving from Athens. A320 Neo. And according to it, Greece still is bliss. Like ignorance. (1181 miles) it is journeying now. And almost at the center runway. Registration SX Web. 4-year-old airplane, first flight May 2020. Oh. See that this discussion in the in the chat is now about peanut butter. Lovely. You have all kinds of nut butters. I think also almond butter and other kinds of nut butters. Next airplane to come in here on Polderbaan is a KLM flight arriving from Aberdeen. It's number 190. That is the Herpa Derpa Derpa special livery from German Airways. So go figure. German Airways is flying in from Great Britain. Is Aberdeen technically Great Britain? Anyway, Scotland. It's coming in from Scotland in a German Airways special livery flying on behalf of KLM. (18-year-old airplane, first flight somewhere in 2007, the month not specified on flight radar. Air China is coming in again to the runway with their A330-200 arriving from Chengdu, which I think we are able to see already in the distance. Right there. That's the second Air China cargo going to the wrong runway. Mark asks if you need a special permit to fish on the waters around Amsterdam. Well, in the Netherlands I think you need a fishing permit, period, if you want to recreationally fish. And then you're allowed to fish everywhere where there's not a sign that says it's illegal to fish. But I'm no fisherman myself, I thought that's how it worked over here. Ah, thanks for enlightening me, Malky. Scotland is part of Great Britain and part of the United Kingdom. Right. But Ireland isn't, right? Except for Northern Ireland. Great Britain consists of England, Wales and Scotland. Right, so that's Great Britain. And then you have Ireland and Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland is not part of Great Britain, but it is part of the UK, right? GB is England, Scotland and Wales, right? Check. And then there's the Commonwealth. Right, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Right. I think I got it. Alright, I'm looking up and around me. A few contrails already have passed by. South of me there is one in the sky. North of me, but that is already far to the west. It is more apparent now that contrail remnants are not completely dissolving. I think that's just indicative of high pressure because there's no rain or anything expected anytime soon here. Alright, for the time being, a little break between the arrivals on Polderbaan. I'm wondering, and I'm looking around, where is the bird control? Because it looks like there's a gap for a bird controller to do an inspection. I'm not seeing anything happening here yet. For now, we have to wait a bit before the next airplane to the Polderbaan is arriving. Thought I heard something. Was that indeed a bird control vehicle setting off some fireworks? I'm not sure. Could be. In the meantime, we'll keep ourselves entertained with traffic going to the center runway. This is a KLM 737-700, which is arriving from Rome, KLM flight 1602. Oh man. Love the discussion in the chat. The Brits and the Belgians seem to have something in common. How can you unnecessarily confuse things and make them unnecessarily complex? Oh man. Howdy Lauwe, goedemiddag. Good to see ya. Indeed, nice weird to spot from the couch. It's also lovely to stand here next to the runway itself. Absolutely gorgeous weather here. This is an E2 Umbrella 195 that is arriving from Stockholm, flight 1216. Turkish A330-200 behind it, flight 1951, arriving from Istanbul. Niels VN says, great to see you in action. Greetings from the family to the right of you. That must be them. Hello there. Awesome. Now, the next airplane to the Polderbaan is approaching, but is still a bit further out. EasyJet arriving from Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland, which isn't part of the United Kingdom. No, wait, it is part of the United Kingdom, but not part of Great Britain. Before turning to it, let's have a quick look at the Turkish A330. The flight coming in from Belfast is an A320 Neo. And thank you, Paul, for letting me know that it was correct what I was saying. So Northern Ireland, Belfast, part of the UK, not part of GB. Northern Ireland presumably is then also part of the Commonwealth of Nations, or is that just England and, what is it, all the other countries, Canada, Australia, New Zealand also, or? Not exactly sure. We'll have to look on Wikipedia for that, which I'm not able to do right now. Remco says, wait until we discuss Holland, the Netherlands, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the special provinces of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And Malky wonders, who is this Benny Lux person who causes issues over the canal? Jeff says, your Audi does great camera work and brings happiness to many with his streaming. Thanks for the kind words, mate. I do the best I can. Here it is, Gusuk. Oh, HK, Hong Kong. That's no longer part of the Commonwealth, is it? That's officially now part of China? Or... Raheem has to go. Thanks for joining, Raheem. Enjoy the rest of your day. Now folks, if you are gluten intolerant, look away. The next airplane might give you the cramps. It is EasyJet, and we have a glide slope shot with another airplane visible behind it, albeit because it has the lights on, otherwise it would have been hard to see. The trash airplane is the number 2, that's the an A321neo from Transavia coming in from Barcelona. I also see a quad engine contrail coming this way. Yeah, and there's even another one that... Are they going to... I think they're going to cross eventually. It does look like they are flying... Well, from here it looks like they're flying close to one another, and it looks like they are going to... Well, they're not going to crash, but they are going to cross optically relatively close by. So I'm going to leave the Luton arrival in favor of this. That is awesome. And what's that quad squad? That's a 747. Lufty. That was lovely to see. We did miss the landing of this EasyJet arriving from Celiac City. But then again, if you're gluten intolerant, it probably wouldn't have given you the cramps. Also, John, Dutch Canadian, back in the chat. Good to see you. And welcome to all others who have joined. One more Quad Squad member arriving. It's the second to last build 747-8, the Kühne and Nagel. It is coming in from Birmingham, USA. It's ETA within half an hour, if I'm not mistaken. And the lease of Hong Kong expired and it is now handed back to China, Peter says. Mark says 56 members of the Commonwealth. What? I didn't know it were that many. So it's almost, the list of not Commonwealth member states is almost shorter than the number of member states. Incredible. Anyway, back to the airplanes. This is a Transavia A321neo, the trash airplane, the TRA-8H. Flight 5132, arriving from Barcelona. It's the PHYHZ, which, if memory serves me right, was the first of the leased A321neos that Transavia took delivery of. First flight, November 2023. I know we saw the delivery flight of a couple of them. I'm not sure if we saw the delivery flight of this airplane as well. Could be. There were a couple of those first rentals with the last letter starting at the end of the alphabet that we saw back in the day. I don't know from memory which one it was or which ones it were. Now, is there another quad squad coming from the east? The 747 now seems to be heading in the direction of the... No, that's a twin jet, isn't it? It's a lovely day for contrail spotting as well today, in case you hadn't noticed. Absolutely wonderful. They're probably crossing really far apart from one another, but optically from here it looks like they are relatively close by. I think you can even see the shadow of the one contrail here in the one that is coming. Anyway, I think this is the third Aer Lingus that we are going to see here today. This is flight 604 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Jeff has to go. Jeff, thank you so much for joining. And Jin is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Hope you've been well. A320, 20 years old, first flight January 2005. Aer Lingus, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Like how those things are red on the inside. Does seem to vary from airplane to airplane. What's this? What's this? Is that a marking or something? Is that part of the livery? Never noticed that detail. What's this coming in from? Oh, controls everywhere. I think Arkia is arriving from Tel Aviv to center. I think I've seen that airplane or that carrier only twice before in the stream, so I'm going to zoom in on it. Third appearance of Arkia Israeli Airlines here on the show. Unfortunately not going to our runway, but it is a nice colorful livery. Have a look on Flight Radar, check out the details. This is Arkia Flight 511, an A321neo arriving from Tel Aviv. 4 hours and 24 minutes on the way. That's around the same time that El Al also takes to get here. So it seems like a nominal flight time. 6-year-old airplane, first flight December 2018. In the meantime, we have TAP Air Portugal arriving here on Polderbaan with an A320neo. Arkia, unlike El Al, has a very colorful livery. I think this is the third appearance in the show for Arkia. They don't fly year-round. Hey Klaartje, goedemiddag. Good to see you. Hallocus Bocus. Just in time for TAP Air Portugal. Arriving from Porto in Portugal. Next up, number 190 arriving from Basel. And a last look on Flight Radar to see where the 747 is at. It is traversing the Gulf of Yorkshire as we speak. Still a bit to the west of it. Its ETA now half an hour from now, 1:44. Is it still Cavoquet? I'm not going to update the ticker with the latest meter, just checking the wind. Well, now just a tad north of west. Hopefully that doesn't mean the runway use is going to change anytime soon, because that would be a bummer if it were. And Captain Jerry has to get ready to clean his kitchen. It will take a few days. Well, all the best with that, mate. Hopefully you'll be back in time on Thursday for the next live to join us in. We're sticking around for another half hour until the Kühne and Nagel has landed. KLM flight 1944 arriving from Basel, next to land here. Oh, nice. Airplane passing overhead but not producing a contrail. I'm curious to see if I can catch it. Should be not too far. Yeah, I think I have it. There it is. Hard to make out which airplane, which carrier it is. Might be a bit more difficult, a bit more easy to do with this one. Oh. Looks like a Dreamliner, but I'm hard pressed to say which one this is. Is that a special livery of sorts? Remco says first flights lining up for Kaarbaan. Outbound or what? Arriving. Right. Tonton says 7879 Abu Dhabi to Boston. Etihad. There you go. Still looks like everything is going to the Polderbaan and to center with regards to inbound traffic. Egypt Air. Flight 757, not a Dreamliner but a tiny A321neo. Next to land on center. 4 hours and 16 minutes the flight time. The airplane a year old, first flight September 2023. Paul says, Atlas Air to Polderbaan, has it already been confirmed? Fat bike passing by just now. Not sure if you guys picked up the sound on the mic. It sounded really odd. Fat bikes are odd. Alrighty. K1, which used to be a VW, now has become a Ford Ranger Raptor, and yesterday our car expert Alvin said, hey, that's the new Raptor. He immediately saw it. For me, this looks like a Raptor Ranger, just like all the others. So I believe him when he says it's a new one. I do know that K1 used to be a VW pickup truck and now it has become this. Also happened to see K5 passing by, and that was a VW pickup truck, so I didn't even know we had K5. I think K1 probably got a new car and K5 got the old VW instead. Embraer 190 and another Embraer 190 is coming in, and another Embraer 190 is following this Embraer 190. It's Embraer 190s all across the board now to both runways. The one we saw just now arriving from Frankfurt, this one is arriving from Stavanger, and the one after that going to the center runway is going to be arriving from Hanover. Now, let's see the next airplane after this. Yeah, vaguely visible already in the distance. That's a 7879 Dreamliner, KLM flight 760, arriving from San Jose. So it's not just all Embraer 190s coming this way. And this is KLM flight 1176, Embraer 190. The PHEXY, 7 years old, first flight February 2018. Goedendag.
Hallo.
Het kan kloppen dat u mij op YouTube hebt gezien.
Ja, toch, hè?
Dat klopt,
Ja.
zeker, zeker.
Kijk regelmatig.
Ah, leuk.
Ja. Ik ben Londen hoor. Sorry, ik wel eens met hen.
Jullie,
Maar ik heb wel informatie zo, hè?
wat zegt u?
Genoeg informatie krijgen.
Zeker, zeker. Een hoop
Krijg je
informatie.
dat meteen op jouw monitor te zien, die informatie? Of,
Ja, zeker. Nee, ik heb dat op mijn telefoon. Ja, dat...
Ik heb gezegd hoe oud dat je is en...
Precies, die informatie heb ik allemaal op mijn telefoon, krijg ik dat binnen. Ja.
We hadden wel mazzel dat de 380 hier kwam straks.
Zeker, en dat er nog een 747 direct voor zat, dat was helemaal mooi.
Ja. Meestal aan die door, hè?
Dat klopt. Ja, in de zomer vooral.
Ja.
Dan komt hij tussen 1 en 2. Maar hij komt nu in de wintertijd komt hij tussen 12 en 1 en dan komt hij bijna altijd hier.
Kom je wel van Nederland, of niet? Kom je van Engeland?
Nee, ik kom uit Nederland. Ja hoor.
Een beetje een accent hebt.
Dat klopt. Nee hoor, ik ben Nederlander.
Klopt toch wel.
So, this is KLM Flight 760 arriving from San Jose. 7879 Dreamliner. HG, 8 years old, first flight June 2016. Iemand in de chat uit Brabant zegt dat jullie klinken als Brabanders.
Wij zijn Brabant.
U bent Brabander. Ja. Kijk,
van
Schijndel. Goed gehoord, Frank. So Frank was saying in Dutch in the chat that he thought that the two gentlemen next to me sounded like they're coming from the province of Brabant, and I asked them and they confirmed that they are indeed from the province of Brabant. So that's from the south of the Netherlands, where they speak a little differently with a different accent than here in the West, and if you're Dutch you probably can pick up on it. And Frank rightly did. Ja, we hebben kijkers van overal, Nederland, het buitenland, dat zult u wel weten waarschijnlijk.
Ja, ik kijk regelmatig op YouTube.
Leuk. Ja, dat is het leukste inderdaad. Hoewel ik moet zeggen, ik vind het wel lekker als het zonnetje nu schijnt, zoals nu hoor. Precies. Turkish in the distance, flight 1957, arriving from Istanbul, A330-200, flight time 2 hours and 53 minutes. That's a little shorter, little quicker than normally would have been the case. Flight time averages around 3 hours. This airplane is 16 years old. First flight October 2008. Carnaval ontvluchten wordt gezegd.
Ja. Is er druk mee ons, carnaval?
Ja, dat...
Vooral in de bos en zo.
Dat zal wel. Daar komen ook volgens mij een hele hoop mensen van boven de rivieren naartoe, hè?
Maar ze worden een beetje geweerd, hè?
Toch wel?
Ja, ooit dan is het te druk, hè?
Ja, kan ik me wel voorstellen.
Als je dan van boven de rivieren kwam, dan mag er niet in. Dan hoor je niet uitzien.
Is dit commercieel?
Wat zegt u?
Is dit commercieel?
Dit is commercieel, maar het is nog niet commercieel als in dat ik hier van kan leven.
Nee.
Oh.
Maar dat hoop ik misschien nog wel ooit een keer ervan te kunnen maken. Dat klopt. In the meantime, number 175 over here, landing from Turin in the north of Italy. And after that, a BA A320 arriving from London Heathrow. We have a 737 from KLM arriving from Barcelona. That's interesting. Arriving on the center runway. Ton says B52 above you. Where is it? Where do I need to look? Because I'm not seeing any contrails in the immediate vicinity. B52 Strato bommenwerper zou hier boven moeten. Those are all far away. Dat zijn contrails die ver weg zijn. Ja. Ik denk dat hij niet hoog genoeg zit om een spoor te maken. No contrail. It's not high enough. Also not hearing anything. Nee, maar je hoort hem ook niet. Ik hoor niks. Bit hard for us to see and hear over here. In the meantime, another airplane is coming. And a big welcome to Aaron Ching, who just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing the Aurora Sky Lounge as your place to hang out in, Aaron. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for the support Also a massive big thank you for your super chat as well. Hi from Singapore, Aaron says. 20th March, GG Shanghai on SQ78710. Come back on A350-900. I've been to 12 countries. I support Liverpool FC. And a lot of information we now know about Aaron. Thank you so much for your super chat and for your kind words and all that information, mate. In the meantime, BA has landed here, A320, arriving from London Heathrow. Okay, gentlemen have spotted it. Oh yeah, I think I see it. Ja, hij maakt geen streep, hè?
Nee, ja, geen condensstreep.
Let me see.
Nou zie ik hem ook niet meer.
I've lost it too.
Door heb ik hem net gezien. Maar hij is best hoog hoor.
Ik zie hem niet meer. Nee.
Nee, dat is ook niet meer.
Maar dat was een militair.
Ja, militair. Yeah, but it's also in grey, so it's very hard to see. Even voor een seconde, ja. Maar nog voordat je de camera erop kon richten, was hij alweer weg.
Ja, door vliegt hij ergens door in die hoek. Het is een grijs, maar hij zit hoog hoor.
Ja.
Je dan die
maar niet hoog genoeg om een spoortje te trekken, geen contrail.
Nee, dat niet. Maar hij je die kleuren niet te zien. In die lucht.
Right, in the meantime, Ryanair is arriving from Dublin, Ireland. 737-800, 1 hour and 9 minutes underway. 6-year-old airplane, first flight April 2018. Ah, 27.000 voet. Ja, dan is die niet hoog genoeg om een streepje te trekken.
Die condensstreep niet.
Die condensstreep, ja, want dan hadden we hem makkelijk kunnen zien.
Ja. Weet je wat je wijt is, eigenlijk groot genoeg zou ik zeggen. Maar die kleur van dat vliegtuig, die komt zo wel overeen met die lucht.
Precies, schutkleur, ja.
Is heel moeilijk.
Moeilijk om te zien.
En ze misschien wel expres.
Ja, dat hebben ze zeker expres gedaan. It has that color that makes it difficult to see on purpose, absolutely. Ja, die hadden we wel gezien. Ja, en de rest zie je hier wel. All the rest in the sky is high enough to produce a contrail, and you can see it. There's an abundance of contrails over here in the sky, and a Kanta over there. Also something passing overhead just now. Everything except for the Strato that we weren't able to see. This is another triple or something. Flying east of me. And flying to the west. No, to the east. That's a smaller jet. And then there's also something coming this way from what looks like Frankfurt or Munich. Ja, meestal uit Frankfurt.
Ja. Frankfurt en dan was allemaal over Europa en zo
naar de Verenigde Staten, Canada, ja. Off to the United States or Canada probably. Wat zegt u? Oh, dat weet ik niet. We are going to see an A319 now. I think we might have seen it before already, or have we? It's the second of the show, flight 1640, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Whether or not we've seen this one already, I'm not sure. Arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, 46 minutes underway, A319. Foxtrot Golf Romeo Hotel Romeo is its registration. It is 24 years old. First flight January 2001. And I'm zooming out. Atlas Air, it is approaching. Ja.
Komt ie?
Hij moet daar ergens vliegen. Hij vliegt nu nog. Hij vliegt bijna. Bij Heilo komt hij op land.
747?
747, de ene laatste die gemaakt is.
Oh.
Uit 2022. Kuhne en Nagel. Dat is een vrij bijzondere.
Ja, die zit in Wegel.
Sorry?
Die zit bij ons in Wegel, Kuhne en Nagel.
Ja.
Transportbedrijf.
Ze zitten hier ook bij Schiphol. Logistiek inderdaad. Ja,
Groot, hè?
logistics.
Dat is best groot.
Hoe lang staat u hier vandaag?
Ik sta hier vanaf 9:15 ongeveer.
Oh, dat is wel iets wat.
Ik ga zo meteen naar die 747 ga ik ook stoppen.
Jullie wijzen
Precies.
wel gesproken.
Right. Let's see, where is the 747? I'm not sure that we can see it because it is a bit hazy. Earlier we already saw that the haziness was interfering with visibility.
Heel mooi vliegtuig.
I'm expecting that if we are able to see the 747, it should be somewhere over there.
Die dan hier wel aan.
Ja, die komt van die kant.
I'm not seeing anything yet. I think the nebulosity is in the way. It's also pretty far higher up to the north, so
Oh, ik denk dat hij van YouTube kijkt.
Als wij u willen volgen, moeten we daarvoor betalen.
daar hoeft u niet voor te betalen. Nee hoor. U kunt op YouTube kunt u naar AMS Live gaan en dan kunt u op abonneerknop drukken. Dat is gratis. En dan telkens wanneer ik een nieuwe stream ga beginnen, dan krijgt u daar een notificatie van.
Ooit dan staat er bij de uitzending begint zo en zo.
Ja.
Ja?
Kunt u gewoon inschakelen via YouTube en kunt u gewoon kijken.
Maak maar een foto van de pet.
Dat is van een pet, hè?
Even de foto van de pet maken. Heel goed.
Ja, bedankt.
Graag gedaan.
Maar je kunt wel sponsoren, hè? Dat weet ik.
Wat zegt u?
Je kunt wel sponsoren, toch?
Oh, dat kan zeker. Ja, u kunt lid worden van het kanaal. Dat is €2 per maand. Dan kunt u speciale emojis in de chat gebruiken als u dat wilt. Er zijn ook andere manieren.
Ja.
Zo'n pet als deze kunt u ook kopen. Ik heb een merchandise store, daar kunt u ook in kijken als u dat zou willen.
Zullen we wel eens kijken.
Maar het hoeft niet hoor. U kunt ook gewoon kijken, net zoals de velen die vanuit huis kijken, als u dat wilt.
Ja, dat doe ik eigenlijk al jaren. Op YouTube kijken.
Dat is hij zeker, de 747.
Komt niet aan.
Ja, wat er aankomt nu is niet de 747 nog. Dat is nog een klein vliegtuig wat ervoor vliegt. EasyJet zo te zien.
Oh, oké. Oh, flight radar. Oké, ook wel.
EasyJet arriving from Manchester.
Camera,
A320. Die camera die zoomt goed in, ja.
Ja, dat moet wel eens.
Still looking for the 747. Hij heeft ook nog niet de lichten aan. Doesn't have the lights on yet.
Hij zit wel al in de landing, of niet?
Ja.
Maar dan moet je wel zijn licht aan doen onderaan.
Oh, het is toch licht zo.
Meestal zie je dat toch wel, hè? Zo zeker zo'n grote.
Het is een beetje heilig nog.
Ja.
Ja, dat klopt. Want als ik door de verrekijker kijk, dan is die tweede baan is ook soms verwaard.
Dat klopt. We're talking about how we don't see the 747 yet because it is a bit nebulous still. And apparently it also doesn't have the lights on yet.
Dat is een mooi vliegtuig, die nou van.
Or I'm completely missing it. Let me have a look on the laptop. Not seeing anything yet. Oh wait, now I do. Yeah, I have it. Vaguely visible. Hey, je moet een beetje op 1-2 uur kijken van de buis. Waar de bocht van de buis zit, dat die van horizontaal naar verticaal gaat aan deze kant. En dan op 1 uur ongeveer. Daar zie je nu, heb je ook de lichten nu aan. Dat is de 747, ja. Last airplane of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the third 747 of the show and the 5th Quad Squad member in total with 3 747s, the A380 and the A340 landing in today's show. We had to wait for it a bit, but it's worth the wait. The second to last ever made 747-8 Kuhne and Nagel, operated by Atlas Air, arriving from Birmingham, USA. 7 hours and 38 minutes on the way. 2-year-old airplane. It's the November 862 Golf Tango. First flight of this airplane was in October 2022. I'm also seeing that the Dash 8 from the Coast Guard is approaching IJmuiden. Pretty low probably and pretty far away. We're looking to our left, but we're not seeing it yet. It's probably going to now it's heading towards Haarlem, so should be somewhere over there in the sky.
Dat is een das toch, hè?
Ja, Dash 8.
Oh ja. Hij zegt gewoon Nederlands, das.
Dash 8, Dash 8.
Maar die Atlas die vliegt voor Kuren en Nagel.
Ja.
Ja, die vervoert spullen.
Nou, ik weet niet of die voor Kunen en Nagel vliegt, maar Kunen en Nagel is in ieder geval wat erop staat. Het is Atlas Air die deze exploiteert, zou ik maar zeggen.
Ja.
Maar of het specifiek voor Kunen en Nagel alleen is, dat weet ik niet.
Zou het reclame kunnen
Zou wel logisch zijn, maar ik weet het niet zeker. Does anybody know if Atlas Air is flying exclusively for Kunen and Nagel with this airplane? Because it does say Kunen and Nagel on the outside. It's an interesting question.
Ik weet niet.
Dat kan eigenlijk de 707 zijn, dan schoten we.
Some of the airplanes landing here today were loud. A lot of them used idle reverse and were not that loud. Fingers crossed that the last airplane of the day is going to be a loud one as well. Ah, Frank says, yep, dedicated Kunen en Nagel, dedicated cargo. Dus inderdaad, exclusief voor Kunen en Nagel.
Okay.
Ja. It's an idle reverse landing, unfortunately. It's a beautiful airplane, but too quiet for us. that's a pity. But it is beautifully illuminated by the sunshine. It was the last airplane for today's show, so thank you all so much for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. Consider leaving a like if you have enjoyed the stream and you haven't already. It really helps to bring in new people, new awesome people like yourselves who are into streams such as these but who haven't come across the channel yet. Your like really makes the difference to making the channel more noted among potential viewers. A massive big thank you for all the support in the form of new memberships, gifted memberships, merch store purchases, PayPal donations and whatnot. A massive big thank you to the mods for once again keeping the chat friendly and accessible to all. This channel is nothing without you, all of you. And thank you all so much for joining me here. If all is well, I am back here on Thursday. Well, here at Schiphol. Not sure if I'm here at Polderbaan or maybe somewhere else, but hope to see you then. For now, I'm going to say enjoy the sunshine, be warm, be safe, stay healthy, and I will see you later in the week. Bye for now, guys.